Yes, you did. Made it weird.
What's happening, weirdos? It is the return and the first video episode with my dear friend Andrew Santino. This was effortless. I'm looking to Katie. We were both talking about how fun this episode was, how funny he is. He was even, I think he said he was tired, and he just turns it on. We laugh like sillies, and we had a blast, and I'm really excited that you guys are here. If you would like to come and see me doing stand-up comedy, you have a few options. If you're in LA, I'm gonna be at Largo on October 9th. That's coming up on Sunday. And I'm also gonna be there November 3rd. November 3rd is gonna be a fundraiser for Homeboy Industries, which I'm very excited about. But both of those shows are going to be stacked. We're gonna get great guests, great musical guests. It's always the highlight of my month. Go to largo-la.com for tickets. And if you wanna see me, I'm going on the road. Go to peteholmes.com for tickets. I'll just read some of the cities. October 14th, Toronto. The 15th, Atlantic City, New Jersey. October 16th, I'm at the Wilbur in Boston. That's like about 70% sold, I believe. So please, if you want to come to that one in my hometown, get tickets. These are also now available on the website. Chicago, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington, D.C. Please come on out. I think Andrew and I talk about touring quite a bit. So this is the one to come to. I'm not saying I'm retiring. I'm just saying let's make this a great one. I'm not retiring. I'm never going to stop doing stand-up. But come on, this one. Do this one. Go to peteholmes.com. I'm super excited about this hour. I'm super proud of it. So hopefully I will see you there. And if you like the show, why not try a Pete's Pick? These are what we call the ads. These are things that I love and I use, especially without a doubt, for real, Living Libations. Living Libations is a natural and real ingredient. Skin, hair, teeth, eyes, baby, body care company that has revolutionized all of those things and changed the way that I look at health and what I put on my body. I was being very careful about what I was putting in my body, trying to eat natural, real, organic things, but I wasn't being careful about what I put on my body. But of course, what you put on your body ends up in your body. Your skin is the largest organ. It absorbs that stuff into your bloodstream. So we shouldn't be putting strange chemicals and health beauty products, sunscreens, lotions, stuff that isn't intended for humans. If you read the ingredients and it's like 7 Z's and the number X and the number Z, I can't speak today, and the number 28, just think of any number, Pete, and that bit works. It's probably not good for you, but I was fooled by branding and by marketing, thinking that these things were good because they had French names. I want to eat food where I recognize the ingredients, and now I want my skincare to be the same. So enter Living Libations. A great example is their Love the Sun zinc-based sunscreen. Every morning, our daughter, we have to slather her head to toe in sunblock. And I saw there were natural, quote unquote, natural things on Amazon, and they just weren't. Like if you dug a little bit deeper and read the ingredients, these were not healthier sunscreens. And I was so happy to find the Living Libations Love the Sun formula. That is what we put on Leela every morning. It's great to know that I'm not putting something unnatural or bad for her on her body. Of course, at 4 years old, that's super important. And me personally, I use their ginger exfoliating scrub, which is not only healthy and natural and made with ingredients that I recognize, but it's the most badass exfoliant that I've ever used in my life. And at night, I use their what is it called? Best Skin Ever moisturizer. It smells great, feels great, and gets your skin looking great. Of course, I use their Zen Shave. I use their gum treatments, a lot of their dental stuff. And when Leela was a baby, we used tons of their baby stuff. Here's the point. If you want to support the show, Living Libations has small products and big products. If you want to give a little, if you want to give a lot, you can get something small. You can get a tongue scraper. Do whatever you want. It still supports the show. It lets our advertisers know that these ads are working, and you'll be doing your body a favor. Whatever product you'd like to replace, I promise you, Living Libations has a premium, natural, and wonderful product to replace the random chemical nightmares that they sell at 7-Eleven. So go to livinglibations.com and use promo code, this is new for this month, WEIRD2022. WEIRD2022. That's 15% off. Go to livinglibations.com and use promo code Weird 2022. Also, we are brought to us by our friends at Ritual. I take Ritual multivitamins. I take Ritual Synbiotic Plus pre, post, and probiotics every single morning. I'm super, super into health, feeling my best, feeling ready to start my day, and gut health. And their Synbiotic Plus pre, post, and probiotic is the best probiotic I've found. I always start my day with it. And here's I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Does your probiotic contain clinically studied strains? Well, meet one that does. Ritual Synbiotic Plus contains 2 of the world's most studied strains with over 350 publications of human clinical trials. It's more than a probiotic, 3-in-1, as I mentioned, with clinical studied prebiotics, which are like food for probiotics, and a postbiotic to support a balanced gut microbiome, which we sometimes talk about on the show is so important. Your gut is basically like a second brain and regulates so many of the functions of your body. It's so important to give it what it needs. And here you can do that with a single nested minty capsule. I love the minty flavor. 1 daily capsule for a simple streamlined gut support, and the delayed release capsule makes sure that these pre, post, and probiotics reach the colon. That's not the stomach. They're going to burn up in the stomach. The delayed release makes sure they get into your intestinal tract, which is the ideal place for probiotics to survive and grow. There's designed with moisture-controlled bottle technology to protect the probiotic strains. And best of all, you don't have to refrigerate them. I keep it right in my cupboard and they stay good. So Synbiotic and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering weirdos 10% off during your first 3 months. Visit ritual.com/weird to start Ritual or add Synbiotic Plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/weird for 10% off during your first 3 months and show your support of the show. All right, guys, go to PeteHolmes.com for the tour dates. Hope to see you at Largo if you're here in the LA area. In the meantime, enjoy the hilarious Whiskey Ginger, Andrew Santino. Get into it. Topic of conversation number 1. You don't want to do this. Get in here. Get in here.
Boy, oh boy, do I not want to do this right now.
Show them the hair. Show them the hair.
I'm so tired.
You felt that was a thing. You didn't want me to take your hat off.
Well, because I didn't do my hair. I didn't get. Well, look, I didn't get out. I got out of the shower. I haven't done anything.
I want to apologize.
Let's start off by apologizing.
Let me apologize to you.
Go for it.
Let me apologize to you. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
It made me hurt when you recoiled like that.
Thank you.
And also, your hair looks fucking great.
I'm just tired, and you know what it is? And I have a pimple on my lip, and I put makeup on it. I went to CVS, and I got, because
CVS.com/whiskey ginger.
CVS.com/whiskginge for 10% off some of your makeup goods. But I put a little bit of
tinted Clearasil.
I put up some stuff on it, and then it makes it worse. And then you're like, it looks like I have a canker sore. And then you're like, I don't have a canker sore. I don't get canker sores.
Those are herpes.
Well, I have herpes in my penis, but not in my mouth. That's insane. We'll be right back.
It's a herp. Herpes.com/weird for 10%
Rock a
more.
Valtrex ad right now.
Does that work? Does Valtrex? I thought there was no cure for herpes.
No. I think it subsides some of the
flare-ups.
Yeah, but I got annoyed by it, and then I was so mad because God, have I been shooting too much.
What are you doing? You're pickling up your gingers?
I'm doing Dave season 3.
The Ding Dong Show?
I got to tell you something. These Jews cut and stop it.
Stop it.
No,
Stop it.
It's
Spielberg.
so. It's
Stop
so.
it.
Yes. Oh, Pete, cut it out. Pete. Fucking dickhead.
I forget how high it is. Pete. You got a high to do, Bill.
Yeah, just fucking slight return.
Fucking. Fenway Park.
Fenway Park sold it out. He did.
The Red Sox can't do that.
No, they can't. That's amazing. What does that feel like? Do you want to do amphitheaters and stadiums? No. Yeah.
Sounds like a nightmare to me.
I get too big. I just shot my special in Denver, Colorado.
Woo!
Also tired. And I'm going to be real with you because sometimes we get very real, you and I. Hold that there. I don't want to do stand-up anymore.
Buddy, I was just on the phone today with my friend.
I'm so exhausted. And after I shot the special, I said...
Go ahead. Hit it like it's stand-up. Hit it like it's stand-up, and it owes you your life
back. But
back.
it always comes back into my life.
Just like stand-up.
I just think I just shot it in Denver. I had a fun time. Shout out to Denver. I had so much fun, but also...
You know what? Fuck Denver. I'm just kidding. Hey, thank you, Denver. Thanks for coming out. See, we're shills.
Too
we're
rowdy.
Corporate shills.
Too rowdy.
Well, you know, ever since they legalized the tender greens, I remember doing the High Plains Festival the first year they legalized the tender greens.
That's how you have to say it when you walk in a store. Do you guys have any... And they go, sir, get out. You take a walk around the block, come back.
What's MDMA? Do you have any? That's cocaine.
No, that's cocaine.
Oh.
MDMA is. You guys...
Yeah, and you have to touch your nips.
That sound. Yeah, you have to rub your titties.
Rub your titties. Men have them. Women have them. We
all
have
have 'em.
them. I have boob shadow. You can see it in photographs.
Do you really?
Muscle.
Look at that.
I have a new bit. Can I run it
Put
by
it
you?
down. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Keep it up.
No, put it down.
I just started, everybody knows this, lifting weights. Who cares? It turns out it's not you're nobody special, muscle boy.
No, I know.
All you did was this.
I did a lot more than you did, though.
Yeah, that's who cares?
But that's the point is I did more than you.
Yeah.
Society's all about more than you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bigger house, bigger car, more than money. That's what people... I just do this more.
But you weren't fighting off Wolverines.
In my mind, I was. In my mind, I was fighting off a lot of demons. So if you curl, the heavier weight you curl, the more you can ward off.
Curl means lift.
Mm-hmm. That's just how it goes.
The more Wolverines you can ward off.
Yes.
I'm just saying, for those of us, not you.
Let me tell you why I want to lift weights.
You had a white baseball cap in high school. Let's be honest.
White baseball cap, white baseball cap, white baseball cap, white baseball cap.
white baseball cap, white baseball cap.
One of my favorite Death Cab songs.
Yeah.
White baseball cap.
Very good.
He put out a new song the other day, and I listened to
Dan
it.
Gibbard.
The Gibbs dog. And it just, at this point...
In my life...
I don't want to hear it anymore. I love his music.
I want to be real with you because
I'm getting tired of it.
We're circling. We're waiting to be cleared to land this conversation plane.
Yeah.
At the terminal marked, is it time to hang it up?
Is it time to hang it up?
I just, on the drive down, called my friend
you?
Rob Bell, okay?
Yeah.
He's an author and a teacher.
Ooh.
And he's a genius. Mm-hmm. And I called him because I did a set at the Improv 2 nights ago. And I called him and I was like, Bobby, I'm tired of this thing that I'm doing with stand-up. When it gets me high, when I have a great set, and everybody's like, I'm like, that was great. And if it sucks, I'm like, what am I doing? You know? And I'm like, I talk to some people and they're just like, seem so noble. They're just like, I just love making people laugh. I travel around the land and make them laugh. And I'm like Michael Jordan. I'm like, I'm out there for me. I want to spin and dunk and have new shoes and be shiny and fancy. And like that game is becoming less interesting to me. I'm going to say something strange. The more healed as a person I become, I have less compulsion to go out and earn it in front of strangers. So of course, stand-up is becoming... I'm on tour currently, but like it's becoming hilarious.
Go to PeteHolmes.com, grab those tickets.
Go to PeteHolmes.com. Well, no shit. It might be the last time. I'm not saying that to threaten anybody.
I don't think it's gonna be, but I do think it's okay.
You don't think it's gonna be?
No, I think it's okay to feel that way. I think we always feel this way.
We're having that conversation where you're like, you don't leave your wife. You don't leave your wife.
But you do. If she pisses you off enough. If it just becomes sometimes stand-up.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Okay, you know what I really think it is? It's not just your age and you're settling into...
Mediocrity. You can say mediocrity.
It's just settling into who you really are, but it's not just that.
As a mediocre person.
Man. I just really believe that it has a lot more to do with the time. Stand-up is about what's happening right now. And it's changing. Like Ryan Stout, you know him, great comic?
Yeah.
He just had a tweet that said something to the effect of like, I'm so jealous of comics that get like full high-res videos the first like 3 times they've ever done stand-up.
Sure.
He's like, we used to have to fucking call a club.
Oh, yeah.
Beg if they could allow recording equipment.
Set up a handy cam on a tripod.
Which would get knocked over or stood in front of by someone's big fat dumb head for 20 minutes.
Yes.
And he's like, we had to do that. Like getting a tape, quote unquote, was an impossible feat.
Sandman.
Impossible.
Sandman.
I have VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm like, this.
Can we?
It had to be good enough.
Yeah.
Just so they could hear enough of this shit and kind of see you. And then they're like, maybe we'll let you be on TV.
That's right.
Most of the time, no.
Can I throw you something? Mm-hmm. You're going to know what I'm going to... You're going to get it. You're going to get it.
Give it.
You've already signed for this package.
Oh, I
It's like a David Blaine.
Is it included?
Yeah. David Blaine works for FedEx. He goes, "Can you sign this?" And you look at it and you've already signed
You've
it. And
already signed.
Then you look up and he's the package.
David!
And you open it and he's in there.
Oh, no.
And then he asks you to sign again, and this time you haven't signed. Honestly, he must get fucking what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What do I got to do? Eat a living goat and shit it out, and it's a donkey?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah." And he's
You
like,
have to
"Okay."
up your almost die is what they want all performers to do.
Yeah.
Make yourself almost die.
For us,
For me.
we're back to gladiators.
Yes, we are. Almost die. Okay, tell me.
Here's what I'm going to say: tape anxiety. The curse of the tape
Can I tell you what?
is what we
Hold my hand.
old timers.
So sad right now, though, also because the Denver taping, man, it was so fun, but also knowing you're taping,
It's the worst.
it's the worst. It's so hard because you're in your head. You're like, this is locked down forever.
This is the version.
This is the one that they get to see, not the one that I did last week that I kind of changed in Minneapolis that I liked a little
Yep.
bit. That it hurts, man.
Old hands again.
Yeah.
I completely know what you mean.
Okay.
And the whole thing, when you're doing a special, it's all about that second show.
It is.
You do the first one and you get it, then the nerves are gone. Then the second one, you maybe do it well, but maybe you don't.
Maybe you don't.
Tell me.
And sometimes it it went good. It's just also,
It went well.
I've told this story on
Corrected
another
you.
podcast.
Well, just plug it then.
All right. I don't think he's doing it anymore.
Oh, wow. How apropos.
Well, I think it was Ron Jeremy. I think he's in trouble. No, I didn't do his podcast. That's insane. I did. No, I
Is
did.
Ron Jeremy in trouble?
He's in prison.
Is he?
What? You don't? Did that go over your head? Ron Jeremy is a bad boy.
I don't know anything
Bad,
about
bad
it.
boy.
He's a bad boy.
He got in trouble.
Not like a Will Smith, Martin
Sheen?
Lawrence.
Martin Sheen. New movie, Martin Sheen, Will Smith coming out. Really good.
Called The Slapper.
Slap him up. Smack him around. After I did my half hour for Comedy Central, Pete,
Yeah.
cried like a baby.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about a Will Smith commercial parody called The Slapper, where he turns off the lights by slapping somebody twice.
Slapping Martin
Slap
Sheen.
on. Slap off. The Slapper. It's a new millennium. And then
That's a good Will Smith. Do it again.
that was not.
No, it was a bad Will Smith.
Nobody thought it was good.
It was a bad Will Smith.
I
it's
can't
okay.
do Jay Farrow just did this. He did Will Smith, and when he does it, you didn't know that Will Smith sounded like something.
Will Smith sounds. How does Will Smith sound?
Do you remember? I asked Katie to do it. I can't do Will Smith. Ha ha.
I can do that.
Yeah. Big Willie style.
That's good.
Not bad. Uncle Phil.
Oh,
Hey, Uncle Phil.
That's closer.
Hey, Uncle Phil.
On Viv?
Hey, I'm Viv.
Not as good.
Phil was better. Phil.
No, yeah.
Hot Wings. I
Why?
don't know. Hooters.
That's what they do. Yes, they were sponsored by Hooters. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, sponsored by
Hooters.
You know, my dad was so embarrassed to say Hooters back home when we drove. We were driving down one of those frontage roads, and there was a Hooters over there. And he goes, "Make a left. The freeway is up. It's the old exit's closed." He said, "You got to go over there by the chicken joint." And I was like, "Get out of the car."
Hooters.
It was so annoying. And I was
now
like,
look
"What
at
are
his
you?"
son.
And my mom was like, "What?
You're
what
up
is
there
this
talking
game
about
you're playing?"
Jisms
Yeah.
and chrisms.
Chicken joint, and he was like, "Well, you know the Hooter Hop, whatever it is." Like,
Whatever it is. He acts like he doesn't know.
liar. I cried after I did my half hour. Was what I was
Tell
going
me.
to say.
Yeah, tell me.
I hated.
because-
I hated every second of it.
Because of that?
No, I
you know
think-
who I did my half hour the same night as?
Who?
Ryan Stout. Keep going.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I think it was all the pressure that finally gets left. It just falls, and then the moment you get off stage, I was like, I fucking hated every second of it. But I actually really liked it.
The way it came out.
Yeah, but it just bummed me out for some reason. All the things make you.
Have you seen the movie Soul?
Yeah.
Remember when he plays with?
Wasn't my favorite of the Pixar's.
I don't know why I'm whispering this, but I agree.
Yeah.
But
Because we're not allowed to say that. Because people will go, "What are you, racist?" And you're like, "Yeah, but that has nothing to do with soul."
I didn't see that coming. I really didn't see the race thing coming into
Well,
play.
it's like naming how many other black-led Pixar movies are there?
I consider Nemo to be African American.
Name alone. Just the name alone. There go Nemo.
Nemo sounds like one of the Jackson Five.
He does.
There was Tito. There was Michael. There was Nemo.
Nemo.
We could never find
Toya.
Nemo.
Yeah, where is he's never showing up for rehearsal. So stupid.
If this is the joke that brings us both down.
Fine. Honestly, at this point, fine.
At this point, post Denver,
You want to know who's got a real disgusting sense of humor? Pete Holmes. He's out there doing Michael Jackson, Finding Nemo, minority-related poor joke trash. Taping is so hard is what I'm trying to say. It just, people don't get... Whenever somebody goes, oh, I didn't like the special, it just blah, blah, blah. You're like, do you love the comic? Yeah, I like him. I just didn't like the special. It's like, well, then just hold on to the fact that you like the comic because specials are so hard to formulate.
completely agree.
They're just so difficult.
For me, and I want to hear you,
Yeah.
I'm always trying to optimize the Pete that shows up the night of the special. But really, at the end of the day, the older I get, the more I realize I'm not in control.
Yeah.
And there really is a roll of the dice element to like, boy, I can try to get psyched up and get excited or whatever. But if there's just something, it could be food, it could be sleep, it could be sex, it could be no sex, it could be a nap that went a little too long. And now I'm on stage going, I don't fucking care. And I just, I walk off
You want to
stage.
do that a little bit. That's why I feel like we kind of you want to stop sometimes because you're like, oh, it's so much goes into it. And I know it's like, oh, you're cry me a river. And this is, oh, you will stand up. No, but honestly, it's just, I don't think people get how.
This is a safe.
It's so difficult
But during
sometimes.
the pandemic,
Oh, no.
during the sandemic, that's what it was for you.
I created it.
During the sandemic, you
Ladies
were the
and
one.
gentlemen, the Sandemic.
The sandemic is huge. Andrew Santino.
It's huge. You have to get a Santino shot.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge. Whiskey ginger. I don't drink. I just have the whiskey. I mean the ginger.
Imagine he listens to my podcast.
He loves it.
Love the show.
He.
Too many gays on there. Too many gays and non-whites. He's like the snake from what's that movie? Where he's the little
Aladdin?
Yeah, Aladdin, that little sneaky snake.
The little sneaky snake.
He
We're
is a
also
sneaky-
Serpentor.
Serpentor.
Wait, Serpentor.
Serpentor.
Was Serpentor Italian?
Yeah, he had to be.
Sargento cheese,
Serpento.
and Serpentor is the man who serves you the pizza.
Serpento.
Oh, bring in Serpentor.
Please.
Did you see that? He looked like Liberace. He's wearing a golden snake.
And he plays the piano with his head.
And he
Serpento.
spoke with kind of like a snaky lisp.
He did.
I'm not saying Liberace had a snaky lisp.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
No, he didn't. Do you remember Liberace, what he sounded like?
Nobody knows what Liberace.
Isn't
Name
that
one.
funny?
Name a Liberace song. Let me Liberace you.
Candelabra.
Is that a
I have no idea. I don't know what he
many
did.
ring piano candelabra? That's his hit.
Yeah, that was his thing.
The lot of ring fancy piano playing.
Can we talk about Ojai?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, is that cool that you live up there.
Really?
It's so neat.
Oh, I'm pleased.
There's one other friend I have that lives up there.
Who?
Michael McDonald.
The singer?
No, the comedic actor. I know. That's a tough name. It's a tough name. Hey, Pete, what are you doing up in Ojai land?
I didn't know you had a 10 out of 10 Michael McDonald. Can I tell you one of my...
Good to see you, Pete.
This
Is that my
This
hidden
was
talent?
one of my earliest bits was, do you think Mike McDonald, after he lays down the track, goes out and was like, do you guys, I can't do it nearly as well as
Do
you.
you think that was real good?
Who wants to go have his own pie?
He lives up by you, my buddy Michael McDonald. He was on Mad
shit.
TV. You remember him.
I bet the second I see him, I'll remember him and I'll
If you
write
pull
him
up
a
a photo,
handwritten
you'll-
note.
He stayed up there for a while.
Jay Larson was just there, and he told me another comedian that lives up in Ohio. But dude, I'm going to tell you one thing because I'm interested that you're into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy in this town,
Too much
and it turns out that I'm very sensitive,
to the energy.
and when I get out of it, very good for Petey. Very
Yeah.
good for
I
Petey.
think that's a good, healthy way to look at. My buddy just was on the phone with my buddy, and he was saying how he stopped all social media, and he was like, I'm done. I was like, no way. He's like, I'm done.
I'm also off social media.
But he deleted all of it. It's all gone.
Oh, I just hired someone to run it for me, and
Yeah.
please do follow me, so you know
He's all done.
what Jake is posting.
And I understand that. Just be done with it sometime. I think we're moving into a really interesting time.
Like a renaissance.
What we were saying before about the time of stand-up, I think stand-up's lost its, the hum is different now. And so like the cultural hum is
You
kind
turn the
of
machine on and it goes like.
when stand-up was at its peak culturally with like fun hum. Socially, it was like
Hum dumpster. Yeah.
And now it's just like it's too much like.
I think I looked to Katie, who was listening.
It is a little over. Everything feels like heavy-handed now. I don't.
I think it's the earth. It's
That's what
just
I mean.
everything that's
so
happening.
it's hard for us to talk about it when you're like, everything's kind of annoying and blech and craziness.
It could be. Look, I think.
And parasocial relationships are ruining us.
Tell me.
We're done.
What do you mean?
In-person contact has become so odd now because parasocial relationships. Everyone is your friend on the internet.
Can I? Here's a new bit, new
Give it to me.
premise.
Yeah.
I have a Peloton. Val has a Peloton.
I was going to say, you don't have a Peloton.
Old Holmesy started using it though because Val doesn't like it.
Why didn't she like it?
Well, she was trying to ride it like a real bike.
She
She was taking it on the street. She was holding onto the backs of cars and getting some good speed going, to be
noise.
honest.
Just metal scraping on the
I was
concrete.
like, Val, it's a stationary bike. And then she pulls out a pen and she's like, I know, not that stationary.
She's doing admin work while she's on the Peloton.
That's what the screen is for.
Yeah, of course.
But Old Holmesy has a Peloton and a tonal. And both of those are things that...
What are tonal?
Tonal is like a Peloton, but for weights. Yeah, I love it, actually. You'd like it, you'll fuck. Yeah, you
Tonal.
you fuck.
Is it plugged into the wall or connected to the wall? I've seen those. That's cool.
It's like one of those
Mirror.
mirror screens.
It has these two arms.
Yeah. And you can move them any way you want. And how strong could you have to be to
It goes up to 200 something, 200 pounds.
That's pretty good for a wall thing.
It's also heavier than that because it's each arm is independent. This is
How about
boring.
this though? I know you didn't put it up. You had somebody put it up.
You can't put it up yourself.
Why?
Tonal policy. It's Tonal's policy. You can't install it yourself. They won't let you do it. You can't check the box, I'm Bob Vila. I will install this myself.
What if he wants to? What if Bob Vila wants to? So they send a human to your house to do it.
Dude, listen. If you're going to put something on your wall into the studs, and then all you're ever going to do to that thing is try to pull it off the wall with all your force, you might be a redneck. You're gonna want to make sure. You're gonna want to make sure it's on there secure.
Yeah.
That's a million lawsuits waiting to happen. So they make it sound like they're doing you a nice thing, like white glove installations included. But really, it's like no lawsuit installation is included.
Well, Peloton got in trouble. That's because they don't have any installation. They deliver it to you, and you're like, you put it together.
And also, people go too hard on it.
Well, I think like a little kid got.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I saw a
There's
little
no safety
kid-
mechanism to stop it from getting someone caught in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would that look like? A mosquito net over it? Some sort of netting?
Well, you guys don't have kid cages at the house? It's just mobile cages that you move around objects that you don't want them to touch.
Put it around everything. The fridge. If he's snacking too much, we put a kid cage right
Total
over the fridge.
policy, kid cages. Sometimes you leave a kid inside.
I am Serpentor.
I am Serpentor. Wow, we found out Donald Trump is actually Serpentor the snake the pimento
G.I. Joe.
cheesemaker from...
The Italian Liberace gold snake man from G.I. Joe of the 80s.
This whole time?
It turns out that was Donald Trump. It was Serpentor. I was also Cobra Commander, beautiful mask.
Gosh.
Let people see
He
their
did
face.
more than we know, I guess.
Yeah, true. And he was also Dr. Claw.
Go back. So Ojai,
No.
you walk around Ojai.
I want to tell you the bit. Then we'll get back to Ojai. Don't forget, we won't forget Ojai.
Okay.
Here's the bit.
Because I'm so interested in it.
When I'm on the Peloton, and they're like, crank it up to 50. Put the resistance to 50.
Is that how
I don't,
50 pounds of.
no. I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's a fake. It's
It's a number.
Right.
It's a normal resistance would be 35. Would be like a moderate.
Isn't that funny? That number means nothing.
It means nothing.
But they're allowed to just. They
They
could have
made
started
it
at
up.
400.
So did the Mayans, making up 0.
Bullshit.
Some guy's drinking chocolate goes, what if there's a number that means no numbers? And they're like, this guy's a fucking genius. Let's play elbow ball and kill the team that loses.
The Mayan Italians. This guy's a genius.
There was one Italian in every culture.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God, we should be worshiping cats over here. Yeah, that was Egypt. I'm going over the river of death over here.
Why don't you do me a favor and build yourself a great wall?
If it's so great, where's the mozzarella? Does it keep my mother-in-law out?
Oh!
Oh! No, she's a saint. She's a saint.
She's a saint. We love her.
I love her. I'm
I
kidding.
love you, Mary. I love you.
I love you, Mary, and you're all Mary. Let's be clear. Every one of you is Mary.
Crank it up to 50.
The Peloton person. So old Holmesy's sweating. This is important.
Okay.
I try to do. Did you know 30 minutes of cardio is as effective as Prozac? I'm screaming this is from the
Is that
rooftop.
real?
I just had my brain scan, and the doctor was like, if you elevate your heart rate for 30 minutes, it's the same as me putting you on Prozac.
What if I plummet it down below? What does that do when I get it
If you
real
don't move
low?
at all?
Uh-huh.
That's the same as being on Vicodin.
Old Sandy loves Vicodin.
Eating a bag of Jacks, that's Vicodin.
So you got to juice up your mind for 30 minutes a day.
Yes.
Because you're juicing up the bod.
I got it's a good antidepressant. So I get on it for antidepressant.
Got it.
And the teacher, who is a video, this is your parasocial relationship thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's not really there. So when she goes, let's crank it up to 40, I just go, no. I go, I'm already sweating. I'm getting a workout. Why would I listen to it would be like listening to a YouTube video.
Oh, see, I'm such an idiot. I would do it.
You would?
Oh my God, I'm cranking. I'm afraid she's going to know I didn't do it.
You are going to be ranked lower at the end of it.
And I'm just going to go, well, then I
See,
feel
this is
like
why you fit. That's why you fit, because you a Kringus.
Well, also,
I'm calling you a Kringus.
I'm a Kringus.
This is the clickbait.
I'm Kringus.
I call you a Kringus. You storm out. Do me a favor. I could use the internet heat. Storm out, you fucking Kringus.
You call me a Kringus? I'm out of here.
There it is. Put PeteHolmes.com on the screen with the tour dates.
I would listen to her.
You would listen to
In
her, and
fact,
that's why you're fit.
Well, I got mad at the, I did Orange Theory. I'm not plugging, but I did Orange Theory.
Is that a philosophy class you taught?
Yeah, it's my philosophy class. The Theory of Life by an Orangeman. No, it's like a social workout class, and you do rowing and biking and lifting and all this stuff, and they put your stuff up on the screen, and people aren't finishing the workouts. So it's not your level of like heart rate and output and calories burned. They want to be first. So they want to be done first, but it'll be like, 35 up downs and then 15 seconds sprint. And then, but people aren't doing 35 up downs, or they're not doing a row for 2 minutes. They're doing a row for half a minute.
Why wouldn't it say
Because they want to be
quit?
done before everybody else. Oh, it doesn't, because it doesn't tell, it can't clock like how many push-ups or sit-ups that you do. It's only clocking your heart rate and calories burned. But they want to be moved up in the timing of like how quickly they're moving on to the next station.
So they say they're done.
Yep. And
Bullshit.
it bothered me so much.
Yeah.
And so I never went back again, because I was like, I'm doing every single one. And I was more fit than almost everyone in the class.
Well-
and they were all way ahead of me time-wise. I was like, that's impossible.
Because they figured out how to cheat.
Yeah, they were cheating the system, and then it worked, and then they felt better
But
about
see-
being in first because they couldn't physically be in first. Huh?
To me, once I'm sweating, I just want to stay sweating and stay efforting. Is that a word?
No. But you're efforting. So here you are efforting out. You're sweating, and Val is cheering you on.
And Val is there. She's cooking a pot roast. I'm like, honey, not now. And I go, as long as I'm getting a workout, I'm fine. But some people would listen to the robot.
I listen to the robot.
I don't listen to the robot.
Yeah, but that's why you're in Ojai.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why I'm still in the madhouse of Los Angeles.
The
I'm
robot
listening
told
to the
you
robot.
to stay.
The robot has told me to stay right put.
Even like when the watch is like, close your circles. I'm like, eat a shit dick. Like, I don't fucking work for you.
Sir, your shit dick? Thank you.
I love a dick, man. It's actually horse shit.
Is it really?
It's mostly hay.
Well, it's better for you.
It's not even gross. It's just fiber. It worked for the horse. It's not only fiber, it's fiber that you know worked.
It worked.
It cleaned out that horse. You eat it, shape of a dick. You shit it.
Yeah.
Human centipede?
Cut to the shit dick commercial, please. $19.99.
Shitdick.com
Eat yourself a shit dick.
whiskey ginger.
Whiskey, 16% off.
I sometimes say 10% added to your bill. So yeah, we got out. Do you and the lady think about getting out? And I really do want to know if you're going to quit stand-up, because that's a hot top.
I don't think I'm gonna. I just think I want to walk for a while. I just want to get
Take
it
a
out
break.
of my. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to do New Year's Eve, but that's like a party show.
New Year's
You know what I
Rockin'
mean?
Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Rockin' Eve. Me and Dick Clark. He's back.
He's back.
They just have him propped up. Weekend at Bernie style.
Almost no effort. Almost no effort.
I'm doing a New Year's show in Boston. I'm doing New Year's Eve just because I was like, that'll be a fun.
Yeah.
Those things are wild and stupid and fun. But I was like, I don't want to do any dates for a while, like literal dates for a while. I also have nothing. I don't have anything. I dumped everything and I vowed that I'm not going to do any of that stuff ever again.
After the taping?
I'm done. People are like, well, you can still do it before it comes out. And I'm literally done. I said to myself mentally, don't do any of that stuff again.
Well, I do think you need to have some infinite potential. You need some spaciousness, is what Rob told me too. You need some like wide open, like free falling, not knowing what you're going to do. And then something exciting will enter your life.
I also had a depressive week because I wanted this to be a part of this project. And I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
Which one?
It's a movie that's going to be back in the works, and I don't want to talk bad stuff about it. I'll tell you off camera, but there's something that happened, and I was like, man, I wanted to be a part of this for 7 years.
Back in the works? That feels like a clue. Stop or my mama will shoot again.
How do you know?
I knew.
It's twins.
Twins too?
Twins too.
This time, they're identical.
This time.
Because of face swap technology, they can put Arnie's face on Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito's body.
It's like, I'm tiny. Look at me. Look at my lats. They're small. Like, I would eat that. I would eat that in between
Now
the
do
workout.
DeVito.
What's that?
Now do DeVito.
This is DeVito. I'm little.
Now do Arnie.
As Arnie?
No, as Danny.
But they're both Arnie.
They're both Arnie.
Yeah.
Well, they're both his voice.
But Danny DeVito, let me try.
Impossible.
Ha 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 ha. Hot wings.
What?
Hot wings. I'm sorry I slapped you.
Danny DeVito?
I'm sorry. Now I'm doing Will Smith doing
I was just
Muhammad
gonna
Ali.
say, yeah.
I'm the greatest.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha. I'm the millennium. This is
Wild
his
West.
nightmare.
This is the Wild
Surely
West.
people don't know me only as Wild Wild West in the album Millennium.
That's the only one he did.
No. Big Willie style.
Fine.
Y'all in it.
Parents just don't understand.
They don't understand. And Mike Tyson, I fought Mike Tyson. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
One punch is all it took. He hit me in my ribs and my inside shook. How could I say this by being discreet? Let's just say my bowels released. He was a clean, classy.
Will we ever have another clean rapper again?
That's a good question. These things swing. You're talking about the cha-cha-cha-cha of the... I sometimes wonder, are we heading towards a regression? Not a regression like it's bad backwards. I mean, like, are people going to be like, let's just keep it simple. I just want a good time rapper.
Well, they find it in other places, right? Like boy bands are back. BTS is like the biggest band in the world. That's what I mean. They're the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
And they are just give me something light to chew on.
That's what I'm saying. When comedy was like this, where it was like, let me tell you, I had a glass of water. Really, I should say the glass of water had me, right? The people in the audience, one woman's ear was like falling off. A guy had his last nickel. He decides to eat it. He's like just washing it down with his last sip of seltzer. Everybody had ties that were too short, pants that were made out of hay. What I'm saying is times were rough. Like times being rough isn't new.
Right.
And the rougher things get, the more you want someone that's just gonna like deny reality and be like, streaks on the china, never met him before. Like, we're gonna see a lot of this with the hat. Like that.
Oh.
Like, because we don't want to go, a lot of us don't want to go out and have people be like, you see the doomsday clock? It's at 11:59. We don't, like, shut up.
Yeah, just
sing the theme song to Mr. Belvedere. Streaks on the china, never met him. Yeah.
People just don't want to feel like it's over, even though it is.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
You think?
I think it's coming to a close.
Then why are you sweating anything? I have a bit of...
Because I think I need to go out with anxiety.
You want to keep riding it?
Because I feel like if a plane is crashing, I've
keep
asked
watching the movie?
What's the last 2 words that you say? Plane's crashing. You're in it.
Thank you.
Thank you. See?
There you go.
And I say, knew it. Knew it! As knew it! Because all my anxiety will have come to fruition.
Can I pitch? Called it!
Called it!
We cut to the exterior of the plane as it goes into a mountain. Called it!
It's faint. It's faint.
Brought to you by Orange Theory. These people aren't doing the crunchip.
I need to start letting it go, but I feel like my plate is so full, it's stupid. I'm putting too much on it for no reason.
That's the Ojai of it, is like when, Sandman, when?
I don't know.
Like when a little less, when a little more grass and clouds and stars. Not just Ojai, but like your Ojai, your thing.
I guess I wanted it to be soon, but LA is...
a fickle mistress.
It's just gross. It does this thing to you. But it's so gross. It's like you know what? Los Angeles as a city is a casino. It adopts the exact same ideology as casinos.
Yeah, sure.
Where they're like, come on, look at all this money and shiny stuff. And you get here and you're like, hey, I'd like to play. And they're like, come on. And you play and you're like, oh my God.
Seinfeld's like, come on.
You gotta play.
You gotta play.
Roulette.
It spins. Black, red, black, red. Black,
bets green.
Don't bet green. Green never goes,
So
baby.
you play it, and then as soon as you win, even a little bit, even a minuscule amount, you win and you're like, I'd like to go home with some of my winnings. And the casino's like, the fuck you will.
We're going to comp your
You're
room.
going to sit here in a free room and get more shit. And you're like, I've got more shit. But you're losing as you're winning. And you're like, God, I feel like I'm losing all this stuff. And they're like, come on, you're in fucking Vegas, baby.
You're seeing carrots and sticks. I'm going to tell you something.
That's how it feels.
I did Montreal, and I'm not even putting down Montreal. See, I'm even afraid to say this.
Say it.
But I'm going to say it.
You did
Montreal like the 10th time. It's like the 10th time I've been to Montreal.
This past time, you just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fun and fine. And I was grateful. Thank you. Thank you, okay?
And and then Bruce finally just turns off the podcast now. He's like,
Blacklisted. But then I remember, I won't say who it was, but I remember somebody was hosting a gala. And I was like, I bet you, Sandman, that they said, I don't want to go to Montreal. I'm done with it, because they've probably been 20 times.
Yeah.
And then they said, they're offering you a gala. Meaning, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You do it 10, 15 times, you have your moment of clarity where you're like, this is a casino. I keep trying to go home with my money. And you go, you know what? I'm going home with my money. And not just money, but like I'm going home with the experience.
Whatever I need, I got something.
Like I don't mean cash. I just mean all of it.
Right.
The livelihood and the experience, and you did it. You punched your ticket. You rang the bell. I think that's enough. Maybe I should just go sit by a fucking river. And they go,
Shrill burr, by the way.
Shrill burr.
This fire's so fucking hot! Peaking.
I swear, and I could be wrong, but that's when they go, my manager would go, they're offering you a gala, and then you have to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you don't have to go.
No, I'm saying you don't have to go, but I'm saying that's, and I'm not even saying that's how they get you, but I'm agreeing with your point that there's a certain, this is what they mean by selling your soul. You come, you ring a bunch of bells, you punch a bunch of tickets, a lot of your trains come in, and you go like, and now we hear about like Jeff Daniels lives in like fucking Montana. You hear about, there's types that like sort of get out. And you're like, maybe I'll do that. And I know exactly what you mean. Then they go like, but do they have a Nobu? You know what I mean? But Do they have the Hollywood Bowl? They'll literally give you tickets. You feeling a little sad? Guess who's coming to Hollywood Bowl? Ben
See?
Gibbard.
Oh, he is.
I just said I don't want to see him. Did I say Ben Gibbard? I said Soundgarden. Didn't he die? Okay.
But that's the thing is they keep tricking you with whatever they think is going to get you back.
Buddy. Okay, so I
That's why you moved.
Yeah.
You got away from the casino.
That's it. I think so. And I wanted to write a book about how everything has like a secret, deep meaning to it. Mm-hmm. And one of the things is, it actually, I saw it most recently in Red Dead Redemption 2. But it's a trope.
A video game?
The video game.
Okay.
The game, the TV game.
Yeah.
The TV handheld control
The monitor
game. The monitor, no keyboard game.
I love that.
Yeah, unless you play it on a PC.
And then
Better frame rate. Better frame rate. Better frame rate.
Yeah, my graphics card is incredible.
It's a dedicated gaming PC. This is my dedicated pornography PC. This is my dedicated word processing PC. Okay. In Red Dead 2, what's his name? Did you play it?
No.
Really?
I
You were too busy lifting weights?
I don't play video games. I don't know why.
You're fine.
I'd like to.
No. Stop it.
Okay.
It's another casino.
Do you know what I do instead of playing video games?
Jacket.
I sit there sometimes and just think about it, playing video games. I'll just sit there for hours going, God, I should be playing video games.
You're kidding, but you know what I do now that I have a baby?
Huh.
Instead of playing video games? YouTubes of other people playing video games.
That's so, the people love watching that.
I love it.
Esports.
I don't watch necessarily just live footage of people playing, but I'll watch like, what's that game like? And they just kind of show you it, and I'm like, that was my game for today. It's so sad. It's actually not sad. I'm fucking 43. It's not just my age. I've found other things to fill my life.
You're busy.
Not just busy, I'm fulfilled. I don't need, and I've also been to therapy. I used to play video games and like go ahead and shoot a bunch of headshots, and it was like, yeah, you haven't resolved your shit with your dad. So you're in Assassin's Creed in a garden in some kingdom, backstabbing everybody. It's not even part of the mission, because you're like, fuck you, dad, I am a man. Like, I put that to bed. I don't need to play that simulation anymore.
Yeah.
The more you heal, the less entertainment there is.
That's good.
You can just sit and be like, I guess I'm a man. Here's my point. I think his name is Duke or Dwight, or it doesn't matter. Duke? People are yelling at their radios right now. Unrelated. They're listening to this podcast and the radio.
And the
at
radio
same time.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's so
It's a
inefficient.
simulcast. It's what a simulcast is.
Simulcast.
But the leader of the gang is always saying, one more job and then we retire. You know that this is a trope in cowboy movies.
Yeah.
Any villain.
It's the last
this
train
is the
we're
last
gonna
job.
rob.
The movie The Town. We're going to rob Fenway Park and then we retire. Because that's how the ego works. I'm not trying to get all Pete Holmesy spiritual about this.
You do every time.
I know I do. Not every time. Katie's been in every episode. She knows sometimes the guest, homie, don't play that anyway. But that's what our ego does. We love those stories because we have a voice in our head that goes like, don't worry, baby. After Denver, we can finally put our feet up. But the fucking thing is, by the time you accrue enough wealth or means or access to get that life, all the work you did to get there has made you addicted to the work. You don't know who you are without it. So,
Yeah.
of course, the rest of your life, you'll be 75 going like, one more big job. It's like, fuck off. At least be honest. Be like, I'm going to do this till I fucking die. That would be more honest.
Yeah, I mean,
But we lie to ourselves.
But I might not do it till I die.
But look, I'm not saying I figured it out. I am saying we did make a break. And I know other people that have made a break, and it's made a difference. And I think I still can come in and do sets. I can still come in and do this.
Of course. But it also, whenever I say, where am I going? And then I think, well, I don't know where I want to even go. Like Ojai is a thing you chose.
Yeah.
I don't choose Ojai. I just don't know. If someone's like, throw a dart, where do you want to go? I can't tell you.
Buddy, I think, look, we're in a similar place.
Home. I'd love to go home.
Where's home?
Chicago.
Go to Chicago.
I'm not going there.
I can't go there.
But that's the thing is I would love to go there, but I'm not fucking going there. That's crazy. I don't know why.
There will be blood.
Yeah.
If I saw that house, I think I would be sick to my stomach. Meaning you can't go home.
I know.
Because by the time you do all the things that you did to get away from home, it changes who you are and you can't go home.
Can't go home.
Can't go home.
So let's pick a new place for me.
But what we're talking about at the beginning of this conversation and what we're talking about right now is not just where should we live. It's what do we want, where are we going, and what is the feeling underneath it. So you're talking about how the world might be over and a plane's crashing into a mountain and you're like, knew it.
You knew it, yeah.
That might be a debilitating belief because there's like a despondency that's latching onto you that goes like, who cares? I should just grind this out because it's all fucking bullshit. Of course I'm stressed out and Denver fucking sucked. I'm reading between the lines. Your new special sucks.
It does. It's so bad.
But you know what I mean? Like, that's what Val was good for me.
Yeah.
I say to Val all the time, we walk around our place and I'm like, if it weren't for you, I'd still be living in a cop's apartment in Hollywood.
Don't you miss that cop's apartment, though?
Well, you still live there.
So much evidence everywhere all the time. You can take this home. You take whatever you want.
They don't know how much coke was in that bag. Let me tell you something. My nose knows, and it's about 50%. But you know, peering out our blinds, waiting till our set time. I get it. There's a romance to it, but at a certain point. So let's figure it out. What do you want to do? What does your wife want to do? That's a good clue.
I think we both are on the same plane that we do want to depart a little bit, but we just don't know where to go. We've kind of kicked around a million different ideas.
Yeah.
We jokingly even said go to New York. I was like, am I going to really go to New York?
To mix it up.
Just because I do love New York, and why not? I don't know. What's the difference?
I've seen the T-shirt.
No, well, I made those. Those were mine.
Those were yours. No, if you look
love New
closely,
York.
it says Andrew
Santino. Whiskey Ginger code whiskey for 10% off. I love New York. I heart New York T-shirts.
It's to add 10% to your Metro card, but you do love. That was you.
How many times have you swiped a Metro card and it doesn't go, and then you hit your hip on the turnstile and you look like such a dummy and
That's called the New
dummy.
York bruise.
Ugh, what an idiot! I've done.
You
that
live
so
in New
many
York?
times.
Show me your hip bruise.
Oh, this guy's got a perfect line.
You could see it. I almost want to push it and go on the 2 train.
Maybe. I don't know where I want to go. I do know that.
Well, do you get energized by? Do you like the feeling of being surrounded, or
I think the real reason I'm having all these feelings post shooting the special is because all the build up to it, and then also being in the thick. I got no time off before we started shooting the third season of Dave. We're in it now,
Yeah.
and it feels overwhelming.
Yeah, you're burnt out.
Oh, it's just that. I mean, I'll feel remarkably different when this is done. I just know me. When it's done, I'm just like, oh, I feel great again.
Yeah.
But 14-hour days, it just gets to you, and then mentally, you just get, you don't understand mental exhaustion the way you understand physical exhaustion as a human. Physical exhaustion, I get. But mental exhaustion, you kind of don't register at all until your brain's like, and it starts to break.
That's right.
And then you're like, oh my God.
If you can't lift something, you go, I need to rest.
I'm
But if
tired.
your brain is like not giving you the answer or the directions
Doesn't
or helping
register.
you read, you're just like, come on, you fucking brain. You're absolutely right. Because it's a different kind of fatigue. It's the same thing with illness. When you have the flu,
Yeah.
I got the flu, I got to stay home. But if you're like mentally broken,
it's hard to recognize.
you can't take a thermometer to it.
And here's what's even more deep and kind of scary. Even when someone tells you that they recognize patterns that you're having a mental thing, you still kind of deny it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're doing that. You're
Well-
doing that. I don't do that. You're saying I'm being this way. And then until you actually have a point of self-reflection when something happens.
A moment of clarity.
Then you go, oh, do I always do that?
This is what's helpful with a partner, too. I don't mean to
Yeah.
say not everybody needs to have a partner, okay?
Some people look at flying solo.
Some people love to fly.
No, but it
alone.
is. They really balance you out.
It's really not. Val said, here's my impression of Val. You be me. You come home from a set.
All right.
You go, it just sort of stunk. I don't think I want to do stand-up
All right,
anymore.
I'm Pete Holmes. Ready?
Go ahead. Okay, very good, very good.
Hey, Val. I just got home from a set and it was a stinker. And Val just comes in on angel wings and she's like, listen, Pete. Soft and sweet. All right, I'm Pete. Ready?
Stinker.
That set was terrible. I hated every second of it.
I don't want to do stand-up
I don't want to do stand-up anymore.
You're going to have a great set tomorrow, and you're going to come home and be like, stand-up's the greatest thing. I'm never going to stop doing it.
You're right. Let's eat dinner.
That's it.
I know.
That's it.
It is.
And I need that. You're talking about like, here's what we want. When a doctor says you're doing this or a therapist says you're doing this, we do resist it. But if you have a partner who's watching you all the time and is with you all the time and goes like, have you noticed you're a pretty black and white? Either stand-up's the best thing in the world or it's the worst thing in the world. You go like, fuck, I can't say you're an incredible witness because you're always here.
You're seeing all of it.
You're seeing all
But
of it.
how often is it black and white? Or is it mostly, I love it, I love it, I love it, and then only sometimes is, I can't stand it.
Look,
What has it been for you? The last Pete and Friends show that you did,
Oh, Largo I love.
you tear the roof down. Everyone
Largo.
has a good time. Everyone's funny.
Val and I told you on the drive down, we were talking about this and we're like, maybe I should mix it up. I don't know what that means. I don't know how stand-up fits into that, but maybe we just got to shake it up somehow. Not just modify and change the levels, but really redefine and think of something creatively exciting for me. Could be a TV show, could be something I
That's
haven't
what
done
I'm
before.
thinking. I want to do something different.
I hear you. And she was like, okay, let's say, just as a thought experiment, you stop doing stand-up. Fucking Neil Brennan comes and goes, I didn't realize you had started. Neil. Sorry, somebody dropped a vegan cracker back here. I'm going to be full for weeks. Why shit on one of my dear friends for being
But it's so true.
for being thin?
It's so thin.
He's very thin.
That's where the Crossroads restaurant reference comes from, is that you're about to die. We'll see you at the Crossroads, man. You show up, eat a little bit more vegan food, and you're barely making it out of this place. Vegans?
And I really feel like that's only for me.
It's for you.
It's my favorite restaurant, by
And
the way.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to, I'm not making fun of vegans because I know I'm going to get a lot of vegan hate online.
You're going to get a lot of hemp stationery coming to Whiskey Ginger.
Can you imagine all the vegans trying to
202.
conjure up all that energy to yell at me, but they just don't?
You know I'm mostly vegan, right?
I know, I'm
Okay.
teasing
well,
you. That's just, you know
but
what?
I did have eggs this morning because I'll tell you something. When you go to Ojai and you know the chicken that laid them, you don't feel as bad about eating them.
See, that's interesting.
I
right?
just don't want to eat those eggs where it's 300,000 chickens in a box.
On top of each other. And they're all cross-eyed, just farting out eggs all day long.
Please make me a meat one.
But when
they
you have a
say.
normal one,
But when a normal one just happening, it does it right on your plate. It goes, what up?
I think that's true.
Eat up.
The way to eat meats is if you know them.
Know them.
If you know them.
Know them. Know them.
Also, I saw a pet pig. A friend had a pet pig, and
It changed everything?
it made me shift my thoughts of bacon
Buddy.
because I was like, pigs are neat,
Oh, yeah.
and this is mean, but cows. I've never seen a cow where I was like, oh, I shouldn't eat meat. Every time I see a cow, I'm like, we got to get rid of these fucking things
Did I
as
do
fast
this
as possible. No,
Did I do this bit at Largo?
I don't know.
I was like, there's pigs.
Oh, the hooves.
Hooves.
Yeah, hooves.
Why
yes.
do we eat pigs when we don't
texted
eat dogs?
you. That's my
Yes.
favorite. We don't eat dogs because they don't have hooves. That's
Because
the
they
difference.
don't, the evil
paws
feet.
and hooves. Paws and hooves.
Picture a pig with paws. No way.
Cute. And especially by the way that like little tiny paws, the way they click.
I think I say about cows, it's too much like us. Like if you go,
It's us if we bent
It's
down.
us. It's
yeah,
us.
It's us if we just went on all fours.
I think there's a Chinese thing where they're like, if it has one leg, eat it as much as you want, meaning a plant. If it has two legs, eat it, moderate.
Yeah.
If it has three legs,
What is it?
You're on.
What is it? Well, definitely.
This is an ancient Chinese
Chinese,
text.
yeah.
If it has three legs, what is it?
There
was a bit.
Please write below. If it has 3 legs, please indicate what it is. And if it has 4 legs, eat it
Rarely.
rarely. What if it has 5 legs?
I actually think if it has no legs, fishy fish, it's interesting. The more legs you have, a spider, that's a cholesterol nightmare.
Well, I was just going to say that's worse than that's worse than egg yolk spiders. Those things are just, do you know the egg yolk spider? When you bite into it, just poof, a little yellow thing. It's disgusting.
Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that. I'm editing that out
Get it out.
from
Get it
my
out.
mind.
And Katie gets it out.
No, Katie won't get it out.
Katie, is this annoying to sit and listen to all this bullshit? Katie hates it.
what if, oh my God, Katie, what if you're over there going like, I need to mix it up.
Yeah, she does.
I need
She's
to
like, I gotta
not
get
just
rid of these guys.
reinvent. I need to like infinite potential blue sky. And then
Where would you
Katie's-
move, Katie, if you could move?
Probably Monterey.
Monterey. Oh my God, how beautiful.
Monterey? Isn't that what killed Steve Irwin?
Oh, boy. You can edit my joke out?
You're going to edit out my joke?
joke.
Oh.
Monterey is beautiful. I could see that.
Is it California?
Yeah, northern. It's anything up
How
that.
far?
It's like 2 hours south of San Francisco.
It's like by Santa Cruz.
Yeah, very.
It's
Same day.
it's so pretty, man.
There you go.
Half Moon Bay. It's a lot of elderly. It is really.
I love the elderly.
I love them.
love
They're
me.
good to me. I did the San Francisco comedy competition, and we did one show at the Half Moon Bay. You know who won it was Brent Weinbach before we ever really like officially met. But he was like a beloved figure in San Francisco, and I went up there way out of my league, too young in the game, didn't know what I was doing, and I watched him perform,
Oh, forget it.
and I was like, I get it. I absolutely get where he is and why he is. And we were all, I mean, he was relatively new as well, but I don't know if he's from San Francisco or he's from the Bay Area, right? Am I wrong?
He feels like he's from another planet. He's
Well,
like a comedy,
that's the beauty.
a comedy
But
planet.
no, I think
he's so.
I think he's Bay
that was
Area.
actually a compliment, not what a weirdo. He's so good, he'll give you imposter syndrome.
Well, I have that in spades, but
David Spades.
Yeah, Kate. Oh,
I have sarcasm in David Spades. Okay. I mean, is it ready to go?
don't let me say anything about
Which
David
of the
Spade.
classic
you fucking
monsters
bitch,
is
David
the
Spade,
most
you punk ass
frightening to
bitch.
you?
I'd probably say
He was listening.
I'd probably say
Do you need a help?
yeah.
Werewolf,
No,
Frankenstein's monster,
no,
vampire,
not really.
creature from the Black Lagoon,
Now we're getting warmer.
water.
Yeah, water is yucky weirdos.
Because you're in like a swamp. That's already gross.
Yeah, swampy
And you're
stuff
always about
scares
to
me.
have sex. These people are always about to like bone in a swamp.
Well, swamps are hot.
Swamps are hot.
Something about taking your old lady down to the swamp for a
I
little
just-
poke and choke.
I like a body. I like a body of water that can fart. Swamps are always like.
I think that might be the scariest or the creepiest. Anything water
Oh, yeah.
related.
Also,
it
these
comes-
gills.
No.
Nobody likes it. Good choice.
I mean, it's very cool. The way that they've constructed those creatures do make me afraid of them.
Yeah.
They look
And it's the classic.
ominous.
Like 1950s creature from the Black Lagoon. Still as scary now as it was then.
Yeah, but werewolves, nah.
Well, werewolf, I think, is.
Because I know it's a guy under there.
But werewolf is the fear that deep down you are an animal.
Right.
That's the.
Creature of the Black Lagoon is
He's just, I'm here to eat your
well, he's an
fucking
experiment
balls.
gone wrong. You know that's just when
Yeah.
when Halliburton is dumping chemicals into a pond, that's what comes from
That's
it.
right.
So that's that's like, wow, that's actually they constructed
I'm going to
that.
say something weird.
Give it.
I find Nessie to be off-putting.
Really?
Yeah. Here's what I'm going to say to you. Okay. I'm going to put you in a Tylenol capsule.
Yeah, I'm looking at
But
it. I
it's
see
big.
me in
It's
there
as
now.
big as you.
It's
And
airtight.
you can breathe in it though. And now I'm going to drop it. It's also weighted on the bottom like a one of those inflatable things you box. So you
okay.
can't knock it over. So I'm going to drop you into the Loch Ness. But here's the twist.
Got it.
Nessie's real. And you're just going to wait in the murky darkness for like
Not scared.
not scared.
First of all, a water dinosaur, I bet you.
Not scared.
I bet you a water dinosaur.
You're
is-
not picturing it big enough.
She's a water dinosaur. And first of all, she's a female.
Okay.
so
So
she-
you think you can charm her?
Well, she feels my fear. And she immediately starts to go, she emotionally is
You
more
think she's
connected.
going to be one of these?
Tell me another creature the night like that it's inherently a female.
Mothra?
No. Werewolf, guy.
Yes.
Bigfoot, guy.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Guy.
Frankenstein's monster.
Guy.
Made a guy.
So the only one is Ness, because old Nessie is a sensitive. This is the misconception that people have that she's this evil lake-dwelling creature. She's just a sweet leftover from an era from millions of years ago, and she just wants to live and chill out and roam.
That's her Ojai.
Yeah, that's her fucking Ojai. That lake is her Ojai.
And a bunch of nerds keep going,
Just leave her alone.
leave her alone.
She got out. But the other ones have real issues.
Yeah, the other ones want to kill you.
Yes, she doesn't want to kill it. She's never had one instance where
Confirmed
someone's
kill.
like, she wrapped the boat and broke it in half. It didn't
Okay,
happen.
what about this?
Yeah.
Giant squid. I'm going to say where you are now. You're not in a Tylenol. You're on a seafaring vessel. You're on like an old wooden ship.
Scared out of my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Too many hands. So many hands. It just can do so many things.
Yeah, you think it's doing this, but really it's coming
over
behind
back
you
here.
to be like. Blah, blah, blah,
I don't want that. I also don't. I don't love
octopus
the idea. It
is-
can lift you up and look at you while it's about to kill you.
Yeah, as you go towards that tiny.
I don't like
yeah.
that. That guy yucks me out.
An octopus is the animal embodiment of when people come up to you and they tap you.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
They're that.
It is.
They're that.
But I've found a common theme. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
These are all man-related, creepy.
Water ones, as long as it's not Nessie, you're afraid.
Nessie's the only one that I think gives me actual comfort. If I was lost in a big lake
Yes.
and Nessie came up, I would try to imitate her to let her know I come in peace.
Yes.
Kind of like they did in Arrival. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever makes her.
How much respect would you lose for me if I didn't understand the end of Arrival? I did. I'm being real. It's really important that
You were
know.
lost on it? Yeah.
But if I was like, if you and I saw it together and I was just like, what? I don't understand.
I'd be like, Pete, can I see your phone? And I go to my number and I just delete my number and hand it back to you and walk away.
Honestly, here's another question. What's your
Hold on. Before we go forward, I have a friend that touchdown. I have a friend that walked out. You guys saw Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
I have a friend that walked out of that movie.
That's
And I was in shock, and it changed my ideas of him because I was like, what didn't you like? He's a really keen guy. And I was like, and he's like, I think it was overkill. And then I started to think, was I just sold on it so much that I didn't notice that it was overkill?
Sandman, I'm an agreeable mup, right? But I saw that movie.
You hated it.
No.
You loved it.
No.
You were okay with it.
Yeah. And if Val had said, let's go, you know the part I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When she's walking
Yeah,
past
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah,
she's
don't give it
seen
away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And around the time when they're like
When they're smoking pot.
yeah. No, but let's just say the round thing.
Yes.
If she, because it's an overwhelming movie by
It's heavy.
design.
It's heavy.
And if Val was like, you know what, this is too much, I would have happily gone to Cheesecake Factory.
That's a Yard House next door. No, it's no longer Cheesecake where you're talking about. But yeah, it's a Yard
What,
House
the
now.
Americana?
Well, come on, man. It's 32 ounce beers. What are you going to do? What are you going to knock at the yard? I'll be right back, you guys.
The alcoholic who's so charming. What are you going to knock at the 68-ounce beer?
Come on. It's 3 feet of booze. You need it. I'll be back with those poppers.
Can I say this as someone who stopped drinking? Everyone who thinks no one knows I've been drinking, yes, we do.
Yeah, of course. What? Yeah.
Yeah, but I used to be one of those people that was like, it's my slippery little secret. And it's like, no, it wasn't. Like everyone, as soon as you're like, I won't say who it was, but there was somebody who was drunk near me recently and was like, do you know this account dad jokes? And I was like, you're drunk. Like it was immediately clear.
No. Oh, boy. The way you recoil when somebody says,
No.
What? Like you have to back up to think about it, and your brain needs more airtime.
You put a match in front of them. What? It is not. Weed is also hard to get away with.
No, actually, I am.
You're going to say disagree. You're going to throw down the draw 4. Are we playing Uno right
because
now?
honestly, I've been around some good friends, and I don't know that they're stoned anymore. And maybe
Yeah.
I've lost my spidey senses.
Well, that's
Because I
actually.
quit smoking pot.
I also quit brain scan, and they were like, "Stop smoking pot." And I barely.
Wait,
smoked
really?
pot.
You had something wrong with the old noggin?
I just wanted to see if I had ADD. By the way, this brain scan. I've been talking a lot about it.
$80. Use promo code. You made it weird.
No, it's actually my point. It's prohibitive. I love to say things are prohibitively expensive. It's just such a fun thing to say.
Prohibitively
It's
expensive.
prohibitively. That's prohibitively expensive. It was like $5,500
Oh my god. Well, yeah, those machines got
out of pocket for sure. But like, what the fuck? Why do you have to be? Why do you have to have $5,000 just that you don't need if you want to know if you have ADD? This is some bullshit.
Is there another way to find out if you have ADD?
Yeah. Did you walk out of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
You got ADD.
You might be a redneck with ADD. If you can't follow this joke, you might be a redneck with ADD.
It is true, though, that you being healthy has everything to do with how much you can afford to be healthy.
I'm going to go back to our muscle talk.
Yeah.
If you can pay someone to make you work out and go and get like clean, good food.
Yeah, but it's a bell curve, isn't it? I found out that people that are making good money, they get in good shape and they eat very well and they live a good, healthy life. And then when they get too much money, they get remarkably out of shape and ugly and gross and sad and fat and miserable because they have too much. They have everything they've ever wanted. The richest people I know are some of the most out of shape, out of touch.
Yep.
Because they have everything. They have all the things. They don't need it. They don't want it. They're miserable.
Another premise coming at you.
Give it.
I was talking about a fancy friend, and I was like having dinner with them, and I knew that they had had dinner the previous night with like
Elon Musk.
it might as well be Elon Musk. And you're like, how do you compete with someone who you're where Elon was, now I am just going like, and Val says she wants bunnies. Like, it's bullshit. I had the same feeling. I had lunch with Dane Cook. Pennies dropped. That's what British people say for name dropping.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew.
Yeah. Spread them. Slut. You're a fucking little slut. I know it, you whore bag. That's why you wanted me to come back to this dungeon. As soon as Katie leaves, I'm fucked. Pennies dropped.
Pennies dropped.
Wait, you and Dane had lunch or dinner?
Dane and I had a lunch.
Okay,
it might have been breakfast, actually.
Let me guess.
Yeah. Where we went?
Sweet Corn Grill.
I don't remember where it was.
It was a good guess, though, isn't it?
It's a good guess.
It seems like a middle ground.
Wants to go? Jones on 3rd or whatever?
Yeah.
Not for me.
That's probably my second guess. Chinese chicken salad?
Every time I've gone, is it called Jones?
Yeah, Jones on 3rd, J-O-A-N.
Every time I've been to Jones on 3rd, I'm like, jonesonthird.com/weird for 10% off your bill. It's weird to shit on a sponsor like this, but every time I've been there, I'm like, why is Larry David here? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you exactly why.
Tell me why.
Places like this have captivated there is a subculture in restaurant culture of Los Angeles where once you've kind of made it through the time, you've lasted long enough. If you've lasted long enough in this town, there's a subculture where it's cool to go because it's because LA has no history other than real LA.
Yeah.
But Hollywood has no history in terms of like, every fucking 4 days there's a new restaurant, a new bar, a new thing.
Yeah.
Right? So because of that, if you've lasted just long enough, people are like, it's cool to go to that because I used to go to that 7 years ago.
When I first came here.
100%. Like
Cantor's.
Exactly. The food is not good.
You know what's weird about Cantor's? Not one Jewish singer.
Really?
Isn't that what a cantor is? Even Katie didn't get it, and she's chosen.
I got it. I think it's true.
Do not disturb on.
Are you Jewish?
Still getting the calls.
I knew. You know why I knew?
Because you
said
I
yes? Trusted you. You made the most you think it's going to be anti-Semitic. You flip it on their head.
You know
how I know you're Jewish? Because I enjoyed your company.
Then you have to go, hi, Andrew Santino. Like, that's how it goes. You know how I know you're a bunch of Jews?
That's reverse Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes. You're the best looking sons of bitches I've ever seen. Hi, Andrew Santino.
I'm Rodney Safety Field. You know why I know you're a fucking Jew? Because you're pleasant.
Rodney Safety Field. I tell you, I get just enough respect. Not more than others, not less than some. I'm feeling pretty good about my prospects.
Oh, look at that hat. Looks good on you. Genuinely great outfit.
Nice shirt. Clearly it does come in your size. Rodney Safety Field.
Such a good fun bit, Rodney. This is what's good about when you and I get together,
When
kiddo.
you and I...
We can only do these bits on a podcast. You can't do that live because you'd be so embarrassed that we did it.
Here's my impression of...
Rodney Safety Field.
The comedy star. What if there was a guy named Rodney Safety Field?
Bring out Anthony Jeselnik.
You are correct. Do you want to hear my Anthony Jeselnik joke?
Yeah.
I tell it any chance I get.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, is it going to get me canceled?
It is. It is. We'll blank it out. Katie can edit it.
Yeah. We'll all vote. Is this cancelable?
Okay. 2 blacks right away. No! What?
I've told it on the pod before. And he won't do it. And he doesn't like it. I can't do them. I'm on the Santa Monica Pier. And they had a shirt. This is true. That was for sale that said, I didn't ask to be born Mexican. God just likes me more. I said, I love it. Is it available in white?
What do you mean? That's a great joke.
You think so?
That's a very Jesselnick joke.
That's what I thought.
That couldn't be more him.
It's the most Jesselnick joke
that you've wrote.
La, 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 la.
That is really the most Jesselnick joke.
It's so Jesselnick. I have a
let me-
beard
let
and a
me
leather
try.
jacket
Let me
right
try.
now.
Was on the Santa Monica Pier.
Very good.
We're selling a shirt. Said. Saw a shirt that said. I didn't ask to be Mexican.
Born Mexican.
I didn't ask to be born Mexican. God just likes me more. I said, that's a great shirt. Does it come in white?
That was very good.
The white was very him.
Come in white.
Does it come in white?
That is that confirmed.
That was a Jesselnick joke.
He should be doing that joke.
Why wouldn't he? That's a great. And
It's a
You told it
perfect-
to him, and he was like, "I'm not doing that."
You know why he said he won't do it? I want to give you one guess.
Because you wrote it.
That's probably the
Yeah,
truth.
that's actually the real
That's
truth.
the real reason.
He doesn't want.
He said I would never say I love it or that's a great shirt. And I think it needs that. It needs like that's great.
But why doesn't he just go? Well, yes, he says he needs it because if he just goes straight from, "Hey, I read the shirt. It said I wasn't asked to be. I didn't ask to be born Mexican. God just loves me more." If he goes right to, "Hey, do you have this shirt in white?" It
You could say
loses.
it loses something. You need it.
No, that
it's
is
a
true.
misdirect to go. I love it. Does it come in white?
Right.
You could go. So I go to the guy. Is it available in white?
He's
It's
not a
the
so I
same.
go to the guy.
He's not a
He-
so I
it
go
would
to
need
the
to be
guy.
one more bridge of like, I saw this shirt. It said da 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 da, and if
And a seagull flew by.
and shit on it, and I said that would look better in white. You know, like that.
Wow, you really made that work.
That would be it.
Wow.
He would need one more bridge to make it more Jesselnick.
And then I would say it does look better in white. Is a bridge too far?
Fuck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes it too
It's too.
Proud Boys.
There is a. Yeah, if you put a dead baby in there somewhere, he'd like it a little bit more. If there
Yeah.
was like a baby on fire.
I'm going to ask you a new.
I saw this baby's penis on fire.
Yeah.
You ask me a what?
I'm going to ask you a new. I asked this to Val recently.
Yeah.
And then we had a great chat.
Oh, I love.
She's the best.
By the way,
You'll see her on the way out.
what a fucking cool chick.
What a gem. What a gem.
What a babe, a cool chick, a smarty pants. And it's
Funny.
by smarty pants, not as in a smart aleck.
Yeah.
I don't like that those two things get mixed up.
Me neither.
Smarty pants means she's just smart. Look at her in those smart pants walking around because she's intelligent. Smart aleck, because Alec is an asshole.
Every Alec.
Name one that's not an asshole.
Sulkin.
Trebek.
Shit. We just disproved
Fuck,
ourselves.
it stinks. Fuck.
I asked her this
R.I.P.
question, and she was like, that's got to be one of the new ones. Because I have the questions I ask every time.
Yeah.
But here, with Andrew Santino returns.
Okay. And I'm sorry I wasn't as good as I should have been today.
What are you, fucking nuts?
Oh, Katie knows. The way she looked at me. She threw one of those. I'm sick of this idiot.
Can I tell you something?
This is a
Sam?
Katie look. Ready? This is a Katie look. Say a bad joke, and I'll give you a Katie look. Ready?
Okay. What if I just did your act?
Oh, my God. Do it.
I'm trying to get my wife pregnant, but you can't just pump it once. You got to pump it like a super soaker.
That's what Katie does. It's a little laugh and then look away like, oh, I don't like
Okay,
these guys
Katie.
anymore.
Katie.
I can see right through Katie, dude.
Katie.
Katie did.
Katie
Katie did.
is the consistent, that's with K.
Yeah.
Consistent quality, not with a K.
I was going to say,
You don't
let's
want
slow down
3
with too many Ks. Yeah.
Don't want too many Ks.
Katie.
Just saying she's great.
Welcome back to Katie. My show.
Gertie.
Premiering January 6th on Fox.
But the font is too big, so it's just, all you can see is K's.
Tell me the question.
You're going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we at in time?
112.
112?
Oh, that's great. Love that group.
Well, we can't go to mid-roll. We went to mid-rolls 12 minutes ago, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Don't worry,
Well,
doesn't
ask me
matter.
the question.
Here's the question. No, the mid-rolls will just jump in at some
Who
random
gives
part.
a shit?
Who gives a shit?
There's always a break point.
There's always a break. Pardon the interruption, weirdos. This episode is brought to us by our friends at Blue Microphones. Do you love podcasts? Sure you do. You're listening to one right now. And maybe you've even been thinking about starting your own podcast, or maybe you want to, record an album. That sounds fantastic. Or do voiceover for that cartoon series you've been wanting to upload to YouTube. Does this sound familiar? Well, if it does, you got to get yourself a Blue microphone, guys. Studio quality sound does not have to be a huge price. You can make things sound amazing with Blue microphones. They've got you covered. For the first years of this podcast, we recorded many episodes on Blue's most famous mic, the Blue Yeti, which is a USB mic that you can just plug right into your computer and start to podcast. It makes things so easy and it sounds great even if you're new to recording. It's the only USB mic I've found with different settings for solo, sitting across from another person, and omnidirectional for when you want to record every sound in the room, which is super cool. It's made by some of the same companies that make high-end studio mics that have been used on lots of big records, and Blue's been around for more than 20 years. Today, Blue is part of Logitech for creators, and they even have a new XLR mic, which is what Val and I use for We Made It Weird. It's my favorite mic. It's the Sona mic. It's just been released. It's XLR, which means it's as good as it gets. It sounds incredible. And if you want that next step up from the Blue Yeti, it's so cool to get the Sona XLR mic. It's for podcasting. It's for voiceover. I use it for so many things. In fact, I just use it on my Zooms to be the person who sounds good. It's fantastic. If you're trying to do something creative that involves voiceover, involves music, or is a podcast, you got to get yourself a Blue mic. That's what we've been doing for over a decade now. So go to bluemic.com and use promo code WEIRD for a special deal on any Blue microphone. That's bluemic.com, and show your support of this podcast. This episode is also brought to us by our friends at Trade Coffee. You know, for years, I didn't really drink coffee. I used to say I don't drink coffee, I run on anxiety. Well, now I love it. It's one of my favorite parts of my morning. I literally go to bed at night going, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's coffee. And Trade Coffee is here to take your coffee game up to the next level. I don't know why so many people settle for blah coffee every day. With Trade Coffee, you can start your morning every day with something special. Let me tell you a little about Trade Coffee. It's a coffee subscription service unlike anything you've tried before because they partner with top independent roasters to freshly roast and send the best coffees in the country directly to your home or on your preferred schedule. Your trade experience can be as simple or sophisticated as you want. You can quickly select from curated collections by roast, flavor profile, brewing method, and more. Their team of experts do all the work, taste testing hundreds of coffees from across the U.S. every month to curate over 450 exceptional coffees that make the cut. It really is pretty effing cool. Or if you want something curated just for you, then take a minute and complete Trades Coffee questionnaire. You'll be expertly matched with your perfect coffee, and a fresh bag of beans will be on its way. I love this service. I love the diversity, trying different coffees. I'm really shocked what a difference a different bean can make, a different grind, or a different preparation can make. And I've been blown away with the quality and, frankly, how these coffees make me feel and how good they taste. Takes the guesswork out of it and makes my morning ritual that much more special. And Trade is the easiest way to get your very best tasting coffee delivered fresh when you need it. You've got nothing to lose because Trade guarantees you'll love your first bag. If not, they'll work with you to replace it for free. So if you want to support small businesses and brew the best cup of coffee you've ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee right now. Trade is offering our listeners a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping. That's $30 off and free shipping at drinktrade.com/weird. That's drinktrade.com/weird for $30 off your subscription to the best coffees in the country and show your support of this show. Thanks to Trade Coffee. Back to the show. Tell me, what if you hate it? Tell me about a great I think I love it. Even if you hate it, I love it. Tell me about a great nap you took in your life.
Oh, that's really good.
Because it takes you just to that perfect afternoon where you slipped in one, you weren't expecting it.
I think the best nap. Well, it's funny. I'm thinking of a recent nap.
A recent nap is great. Glad you're napping.
Well, I'm thinking about historic naps. Like, what was a great nap moment?
Do you want to know mine?
Yeah.
Just to jog?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a fit guy. You're out there jogging.
Please, can't stop.
Please can't stop.
If only I could stop my mind from running so fast.
Right? Rodney Safety Field.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of solutions for the environment. I was in college. My roommate Chuck bought this love seat, little couch. And I watched Bad Boys. Funny that Bad Boys has come up twice. One.
Yeah.
I'm not into two.
I know.
I was watching Bad Boys 1 and some Skittles. And I fell asleep watching it. It was the first time in my life. I'm very sound sensitive. And I'm a real nap. I'm going to say it. I'm a nap bitch. I need like white noise. I need earplugs. I need like a heavy blanket. Yeah, I'm annoying.
Yeah.
You think I like being a nap bitch?
No, I know.
No. I need like pristine. But this was an unplanned, daytime, striped love seat, Bad Boys, loud dorm, unexpected. I just drifted off. Next thing I know, Tia Leone has already been rescued. The credits are rolling.
Credit roll.
Bad Boys is playing. And I woke up and I felt fucking unexpected. Like, I know I don't drink anymore, but it's like getting drunk unexpectedly is always better. And napping when you weren't a nap bee.
Yeah.
And you didn't plan it. And you just went like, oh my God, I think it's like seeing a UFO or something. You're like, it's happening.
It's real.
It's amazing. And then you wake up and it's always, it's making me excited. It's making me like feel excited about life just to think that sometimes happens.
It's going to happen. Mine's a little toxic, but.
Like Britney?
Oh, God, I'm a slave for you. Did she want to be out of the conservatorship?
If you listen to these lyrics,
I mean,
sounds like
I'd like to be under your control, Daddy. Isn't that what she said?
I can't handle my own finances.
I think mine is toxic. I'm not gonna lie, but so what happens to me is if I run really hot, and the old lady says you're running hot, it means I'm emotionally kind of wound up and anxious, and she can see my anxiety. This whole thing we talked about before about your partner balancing.
Nice.
I do that all the time. I crack my wrist.
That's nice.
I will crash.
Yeah.
So
your body shuts it down.
It's wild.
It's overwhelmed.
But when it happens, it feels that's not good because it's not good for me. But it feels. I can't explain the feeling. It's like your nap thing.
It's good.
I'll be panicking, freaking out, and I'll sit on the couch. And I'll just kind of like take a couple of breaths, and I'm not kidding. It's like
Apple
the machine
menu,
just
sleep.
the machine.
Laptop, closed.
It's
iPhone,
amazing.
Locked.
Within moments, I'm out. And when I wake
I think
up,
this is beautiful. You're overwhelmed in your body,
and
with
shuts
its
down.
own intelligence, circumvents your brain's intelligence. Your
It does a
conscious
hard
stuff,
reboot.
and goes like, I don't like this. And they go,
and I do. I'll crash, and I'll wake up 20, 30 minutes later. And I'll feel,
Kidney's gone.
I immediately say sorry.
Sorry.
I wake up with a sorry. I go, sorry. I immediately say sorry because I know that I was heavy before I crashed.
Yes.
And then I feel incredible.
Fantastic.
Oh my God. I have to go take like a long walk just to like.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, to soak it in.
A victory lap.
Oh, it feels so nice.
Betty, okay.
But it's bad physically for me. I know those aren't good. Those physical crashes can't be good.
I don't think it's the crash that's bad or the sleep that's
what's
bad.
happening beforehand is bad.
It's a coping mechanism. I think what you're saying, I could be wrong, is there must be a healthier, conscious way to deal with this.
Yeah, your naps are voluntary. My crashes are involuntary.
I think those are comas.
Yeah.
You went into a 20-minute coma.
Yeah.
Or a fugue state.
Yeah, Ken Fuchs.
Ken Fuchs?
A Fuchs state. There it is.
So Jay Larson was in Ojai, swung by. It's one of the great things.
What's Jay doing up there?
It's too much acid. That's my Jay Larson. He was just swinging by. We had brekkie, and he was telling me that I mean, pennies dropped, not what it means. But he was telling me I seem much more relaxed and happy and have been for a while. And I'm like, yeah, but also this morning I was driving Leela to school and Val was with me. And I was like, I just noticed what you're saying, hot heart.
Yeah.
And I'm only saying this because like, I know I can be, like right now, I'm in my silly place. I love seeing you. You bring it out in me. It's one of the reasons I love being with you.
Yeah.
But there's different Petes. And Pete was driving, and Pete was thinking about, he had a call at 10, he had a lunch at 12, he had to do something that was going to take 2 hours somehow in between those things. It's going to be tight. Then I got to get to LA. I got to do this podcast, and we have this thing after this. And I just started like really kind of spinning out. That's what my thing, Val knows this. I've talked about it on the podcast before, but the solution I haven't talked about yet. The voice of my, what we call it, pain body, or my panic, or my wound, is I'm not supported. I don't have enough time. No one understands how hard my job is. I know it looks fun, but I actually, Katie knows better than anybody. Like, we have to book it. We have to find the
It's all a pain in the ass.
There's a lot of, there's like way more upkeep than you would think.
Yeah.
And sometimes I run out of guests and I'm like, we don't have a guest. And like, that is one of my least favorite feelings. Anyway, so I'll get into my plain view, my Daniel plain view, where I'm like, because then I can't make blow gold everywhere, Eli, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just want to murder Eli Sunday because I'm all rage. But, it's not really coming out. And Val maybe notices. I don't think so. She
does.
Yeah. I know. She's Nessie.
Yeah. Well, you have to hum back at her sometimes. See?
To my credit, old Holmes, he knows how to feel his rage, panic, hot heart, and go. And she's, to her credit, she's a safe space. So I can just say, I'm in my pain body right now. I go, I don't know why, but I'm in my pain body. And that's a code that means I'm completely overwhelmed. If it's hysterical, it's historical. So something is going on that is my past. My parents were also just in town, and no joke, it takes me about 2 weeks to get back to
level
regular cruising altitude.
Yeah.
I actually thought this. I was like, they're my kryptonite. Then I was like, oh my God, Krypton was Superman's home planet. The thing that makes him not super is his home.
Ugh.
And I was like, the thing that makes me not super, that makes me feel like a child, are my parents. Then I can't go out to a theater and be Mr. Saturday Night after I've had someone be like, you have cream cheese on your fucking face. Like I feel like an 8-year-old. And an 8-year-old can't fly to Toronto on October. I just plugged dates.
Plug a date.
So I'm having panic. It probably has something to do with them being in town. And when you take all that time off to just be with your family, and now all the work is coming back flooding in. So I'm really panicking. And Val's like, it probably has something to do with your parents. And she's like, just picture them saying to you what you wish they would say to you. Just imagine it. Saying it to your little boy self.
I'm doing it, yeah.
And this is what I did. I did it right when she said it. I pictured myself in Cape Cod, which is where we used to go on these little trips. I just pictured my mom being like, you're a good boy. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. You're great. You don't owe me anything. Thank you for everything you do. You're perfect. All that sort of stuff. And for some reason that day, that's what untwisted the rage, and I didn't need the shutdown. Does that resonate to you, child self stuff?
No.
Love it. We'll be right back.
I think
these mid-rolls.
Because I think with me, it's
Hold
like...
on. Athletic Greens.
Sorry. Alpha brain.
Alpha brain. And
I think with me, it's more like...
I love your honesty. Go.
I know what because...
Tell it. Spit it, as they say.
Because my parents, my dad texted me on the day I'm shooting my fucking special. I'm overwhelmed. And they went down to Florida to be with their friends. Which, by the way, they just got out. Huge storm today. Like, insane. They just got out. Like, Florida's a fucking class 5 hurricane or some shit.
Really?
They just got out on time. And my dad texted me on the day, the morning shooting my special, made it to Florida, and a picture of him and his buddy on a boat. Go Vols. Like, the Tennessee Volunteer, he went to the University of Tennessee, college football Saturday. Go Vols. And I want to throw my phone out the car window.
Yeah.
Like, go fucking Vols. Go fuck yourself. I just had so much panic all day. I didn't even need them to, see, that's what's different. I didn't even want them to be like, good luck on the special.
Yeah.
But I didn't want the other thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather have nothing. Because the other thing to me is more annoying. That's like, what? The fuck out of here.
You and I don't know what to do with the other thing.
Yeah.
If you got like a coherent, like, I'll be your dad.
Yeah.
Andrew, I know you're probably under a lot of pressure right now. I just want you to know it's going to be fantastic.
No, shut the fuck up.
You
dude.
don't know what to do with that.
No. Well,
you're more comfortable with, go Vaults. Here's a picture of me with a salmon.
Well, because I know how to make fun of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, because the other
this
thing.
is our brokenness.
Well, because the other thing.
Some people do have the dad that goes, my baby boy is going to tape a special tonight. Kill it.
But if they did say, so proud of you, happy, da 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 da, I would have gone, no, I do know how to deal with it, but it is, our family's different. We're like, it's like, okay, I love you. Like, it's not super like.
Effusive?
No. Like, I would have been like, oh, thank you. And we would have moved forward.
Yeah.
It's like a pleasantry.
Yeah.
You know, so we're not really big on that. Like, I noticed that with, I don't know if I'd tell the story.
Tell it.
Well.
Here it is.
In shooting Dave's connection to his parents is it's like remarkable. It's like his
IRL?
They're just so supportive.
In real life?
Yes, it's amazing. And in order to get prepared for a scene, he was watching a video from his mom. And I feel like a piece of me is like, oh, this is no one else's business. But it was kind of sweet. I'm not going to divulge anymore, but it was just like, it was so...
Unfamiliar?
Yes.
And we can keep it about you. It made you feel...
I would never.
Yeah.
I could never.
If I needed to do a scene where I had to break apart like a giant statue with a sledgehammer,
yeah.
I might hit play on the audio message from my mother. And I'd be like,
I don't have the other thing. I don't have the other like we just don't, that's just not a part of my history.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. It's just different. Like for me, when I have the hot heart, you call it like the heavy brain.
Yeah.
When I'm running hot, as she says, my relief is, I guess the biggest relief is like just getting better at being like, fuck it, I don't care. And just pissing away all like all the heavy breaths. I'll just sit down sometimes and go, no, like this today. I had too many things scheduled. I canceled the thing right before this. And I used to get real guilty.
What if it was jury duty?
It was.
You can't cancel that.
By the way, he did it. What do you want to know?
You won't tell the Dave video story, but you'll be like, this guy did it.
This guy definitely did it. But I canceled something, and I used to feel bad about that stuff. But then I thought,
we're back to mental health.
You're allowed to go, I don't really want to do that. I don't think I have the time to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's okay. But I have to learn to do that because when I was young, a people pleaser, and you're always like, me and Fahim Anwar were just talking about this on the phone. When you're so afraid in our business to go, I don't want to do that. Or I don't feel like doing that. Because when you're young, you're like, well, what are they going to they're going to hate me. And I'm going to be an asshole. And, oh, he's difficult. And you're like, sometimes I don't want to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to have the ability to like bully me into doing stuff. And they do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When you're talking about people don't realize, they bully you into things and you feel like, well, I guess I'm supposed to feel lucky to do it. So I guess I have to do it.
Yeah.
Even though you're like, I don't fucking want to do this. It's a nightmare.
Right. That's right.
So you get older and you go, I don't think I'm going to do that. And I don't feel bad about saying, hey, man, I really can't do that. I'm sorry.
When I started, I remember watching Aziz. Aziz was around the same time. I had been doing it 3 years. I think he'd been doing it 1 year maybe. Mm-hmm. And I watched this guy say no to things around me left and right and
always
seem
jealous.
like not... I've probably told this story before, but probably not in 5-6 years. But it's like we were doing Best Week Ever, which is an old TV show on VH1. And Fred Graver was the executive producer.
God, he sounds like he was 80.
Yeah.
Well, Fred Graver.
Graver.
Yeah.
It's not Cradler. So in comes...
Hey, Katie, cut that.
In comes Fred, Face of Death. That was his middle name. No, but Fred was a great guy. He gave us this first break. I have to back it up. I have to walk it back.
Battle up, Fred.
Beautiful Fred. Thank you, Fred.
He's not around.
But edit that out, but edit it back in. That's a Todd Glass bit. That's what Todd says. Anyway, we started doing these shows at UCB in New York to see if we would do a live tour. And at this point, we had only been on the show 2 or 3 times. And it was the kind of show that you got booked by the week.
Yeah.
Like they would call you on Monday to see if you'd be on that week. So me, I was like a dolled up dame in 1942.
Whatever you need,
just
sir.
waiting by the phone, flapping my lashes, just waiting for the phone to ring. So I meet Fred Graver, and I go into full J. Holmes. That's my father, and I'm like a politician. I'm like, hello, Mr. Graver. Wonderful to meet you. Thank you for this opportunity. What a thrill. Best week ever. Great show. Just so happy to be here. Happy to be a part. Hope this tour is a success. Would love to go on the road for you, sir. He goes up to Aziz, who's right next to me, like minutes after he didn't hear what I said.
I don't want to do it. No, thanks. I'm out. What, Randy?
He didn't do any of that. But Fred goes up to Aziz, and I'm like curious because Aziz is in the same position as me.
Yeah.
It's his first TV thing, basically, I guess. Here's the big dog. I swear when Fred is shaking Aziz's hand, Aziz is already turning away from him before Fred has released his grip.
Jesus.
It was like Bob Dylan in 62. You know, Bob Dylan would just like not look at reporters and be like, yeah, I like playing guitar. What can I say? And then he just rolls into a pool. It was like either the coolest thing in the world
Or the most disrespectful.
or maybe it was just like, this dude's so anxious that he doesn't know what to do. It could be anything.
Right.
But it wasn't what I was raised to do. I was raised, Mr. Big is here. How you doing, sir?
But
and then after that, Aziz, they wanted him so bad. And then he backed away from the show. He ended up doing other things. And I was like, oh, there is another way to play it, which is
But I think it has a lot to do with that only certain people can do it because some people it depends on who you are and your energy and your physicality. There's so many elements that go into the nuances of that. You're a big guy. You're tall.
Yeah.
Your attitude is domineering. People may think you're a dick or you're being a jerk.
Is this how you tell me?
Yeah.
Wow.
But like people say this often to me, like a fan will be like, oh man, I thought you were, like a lot of times, sometimes people will be like, hey, I know you don't want to be bothered. But it's like, it's a physical projection. People think because I'm strong, I'm like
I see.
strong personality that people
Yeah.
are like, I don't want to, he probably doesn't want me to. But Aziz is a smaller guy and he's kind of quirky. So it goes along with, he can get away with, if in fact he was being an asshole,
Yeah.
it can be misinterpreted as, oh, he's just nervous and anxious, want to get out of there. If you and I do that because of personalities, it's
Yeah.
like, he's a fucking dick.
Yeah,
So when
that's
I say
interesting.
there's other ways to do it, I just think, I've seen guys, Gerard Carmichael's a great example. I remember Gerard at the store being so like whimsical about it. It was like everything was like, ow, who knows?
Yeah.
But he knew.
I just feel, I don't know.
And then people just absorbed that as like Gerard's perfect
Yeah.
disposition. It was strange and it was real to him. But like to you and me, it's not natural. So
Yeah.
whenever I see those things, whenever somebody says no all the time, or whenever someone like, they're like credited for these moments that you're like, God, we couldn't do that. I just have come to the understanding. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not built. That's not what I am built like.
Yeah, that's
I just
interesting.
look, my physical.
It's not in line with the story that's already being told as they're approaching it.
Like if Kyle Kinane was like super eager beaver, you'd be like, this is, something's wrong.
Yeah, you want Kyle to be like,
Yeah. It would fuck you off
Yeah.
if it was the other way.
yeah,
So
I wouldn't
think,
want, if Kyle acted like me, everyone would be like,
kill
let's
that
get
guy.
this guy out of show
Yeah,
business.
let's murder that guy on site. I think you have to match everything as to match, and I don't think you
I
know
agree.
that when you're young. I think when you get older, you go, oh, I'm
Well,
okay.
that's why I
with
said it was
this.
like Bob Dylan, because Bob Dylan was a little squirrely.
But that's who he was.
Yeah.
No, seriously. His
Yeah.
physical was that.
That's what I mean.
He's like, he
looked
embodied
like a guy that was
this-
like, I don't have the time of day and I don't have a day for time. And you're just like, wow.
Someone's like, is that a hit record, Bob?
Someone like us.
Yeah.
No, I think we should put that on vinyl.
Exactly.
Yeah, the
And
whole
we do
world.
make a lot of money off of it, Bob.
That's
Just
right.
to be fair. And Bob doesn't care.
He'd be a
And
great thin tie record executive in a
let me tell you
movie.
something, Bob.
Let me tell you something, Bob.
We're
I
going to
think
make
we
a
have
couple of
hit.
bucks.
We're going to change that name to
That's a hit. Get the girls.
Wake the Girls. The girls are always there.
They're always
Wake the Girls. They're me sitting by the phone.
Get in tune. But we're not privileged in that way that
Cool.
we have that thing. I think that just goes along with all the things I've ever known as when I meet people and I go, right, that lines up.
Yeah.
Katie is, if you never saw her before and somebody passes her on the street, immediately looking at her physically, someone would go, I bet you she's nice. I bet you she's nice. They see you on the street and they go,
Keep your food and cookies away from this
I was giving you room for the
Keep
joke.
the food and cookies
Away from his face. Yeah.
face.
See what I mean? It's like they immediately people are going to make the judgment, and if you don't,
You can either go with it or go against it.
and it's hard to go against.
That's
it.
why I remember there was this guy I started comedy with named Nathan Trenholm, and very funny guy. And he was short and he had glasses. And he went out when he did Premium Blend, and I swear he stood there just looking miserable for 30 seconds before he started, and it killed.
Yeah.
He was just like. But here's another side of that. One time I got huge laughs just adjusting the mic and being like real Pete Holmes.
But you do have
face.
a Pete Holmes face.
But the first time that happened, I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever
But
happened.
you being goofy Pete Holmes face, it's a
Yeah.
part of your face.
It's my face.
That's why you're able to sell
Tickets in Toronto. will
October
be-
8th, guys. Come on.
October-
That's why you're able to sell wackadoo shit, because you're like if I get too wacky on stage, people almost don't buy it a little bit.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's like, well, is that? I mean,
But I love when you're a silly Billy.
I like to be silly boy, but also I
said
look.
Billy, but-
No, silly. I can't do. So that's
that's
that
too
was,
silly.
That is. It's a little too silly for me. Silly Billy. Silly boy is fine.
And we've seen Silly Billy.
Silly boy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Athletic Greens.
I'm going to have a beautiful dinner tonight with one of my oldest friends, and boy, oh boy, I can't wait.
Who is it?
My buddy James from Chicago. I love him so much.
What if you were like Bill Cosby?
Yeah, he got out. Should I not be telling people about that? My buddy James, and it's so funny because he's home. That's home, and it's
You can have a great time.
well, it's just nice. He's a guy that I wish I ate more food with. But I just don't see people like that as much, which stinks because you don't, you know?
Maybe you're an Evanston guy.
You want me to move to the northern suburbs of Chicago?
Yeah.
If I move out of Chicago, just like we said in New York, we were looking at places in New York, and it was like this whole idea of like, well, do we want to?
You did? You got that far?
Yeah.
Where?
Where in New York? Well, that's what I'm about to tell you. That's the funny part, as I said. Well, I'm not going to move all the way to New York to not live in New York. So I'd probably live downtown somewhere, you know, like, I don't know. I really like, I mean, Soho would be incredible, or anything down there, you know, would
You
be
want
kind of nice.
Cobblestone Street.
I just want to live in I like downtown a lot for some. I really like, or as close as I can get. Throw me over to Dumbo or, you know, something like that. But
Sure.
I was like, yeah, because the joke was like, oh, should we go out there and see like a nice house? And I was like, no, we have to live in the guts of the thing. If we're going to go, we should live
Yeah.
in the belly of the beast.
Yeah.
Why else would I go?
Yeah.
We already live in the, you know, the suburbs here.
Yeah.
In Pacoima. Put my address right here, Katie, if you can Chiron my address.
/ Whiskey Ginger.
Yeah. But I feel like if we were going to go, I'd want to live inside of the machine. I would want to live, give me all the,
Yeah.
give me the fucking New York. Give me New York
Were you just grabbing New York by the big ass?
by the apple. And it's got a crest.
It's got an apple ass. Apple
But
bottom.
maybe New York. I think it might be a good way to also reconfigure my artistic drive. Because New York is just different. The vibe of stand-up and comedy and art is just different than it is
Well,
here.
have you ever lived in New York?
No, just spent chunks of time.
Because if you walk from one set to another set, you have a new bit by the time you get there.
I know it's what's so nice. I just know that. I just know just be a new perspective definitely changes the way you deliver comedy. Even when I go there and I perform, I like I did the Cellar when I was just there. Even just going there, I immediately am like, I'm telling jokes a different way.
Yeah.
The same joke, it's just I'm telling them different.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I feel that way about the store, actually.
Well,
There's certain jokes I do, a joke at the Improv or something, and then I'm like, it's funny, when I do it at the store, this will make sense, I bet, to you. I go, I almost do it like I'm chewing gum. There's like more attitude, there's more fearlessness. Because at the store, there's just a feeling of like, show us your wares, like your weirdest, your dirtiest.
That's what I
your
love. The Cellar
rawest.
feels exactly like that.
I
to me.
agree. That's what you're describing.
It's like a.
And then I love Largo more than anything. If I could only perform at Largo, that would be totally great for me. But there is sometimes if I do the store the night before Largo and then I go to Largo, and I have a line in my act where I call jokingly, obviously, Val a low blood sugar bitch. Just
Whoa! Whoa.
You made me feel bad about
Yeah,
it.
you should. That's bad. Does she have diabetes?
I don't call her a bitch. It's like, if that's your sandwich at Subway, you are a low blood sugar bitch.
That's true. That's
right?
good. That I like
Okay.
it.
Okay. So I'm not just saying you low blood sugar
This,
bitch.
and you know this low blood sugar bitch I'm
saying
living
it-
with?
I don't even know what pejorative means. I'm saying it in the pejorative sense. I don't know what that means.
The audience knows.
Nobody knows. Google it. Email it to yourself.
it.
Then when it comes in, mark it as spam.
Mark it as spam. Flag it.
And I did it at the Comedy Store, and they were lighting mattresses on fire. They were doing backflips. People were screaming, low blood sugar
A
bitch.
woman had a baby.
A woman had a baby. She was like, I didn't even know I was pregnant. They were filming that show at the time. That's a giveaway. If the crew for I didn't know I was pregnant is following you, you might be a redneck. But then I go to Largo, which is a nice place. People might even put on a jacket to go to Largo. And
they
I go,
do.
you low blood sugar bitch. And people are like, not so sure about that one. So it takes all different guys. But you go to the cellar, low blood sugar bitch.
Low blood sugar bitch. Also, but in the cellar, it's are you a sugar free bitch? That's what I mean.
What do you mean?
It's like the same joke, but a different spin on.
Oh, you're going to say it even
Yeah, you might say it a little bit different, but it's
more
kind of
interesting.
you're trying to say
you're
the same.
following Keith.
What are you going to do when he's up there?
You're going to do.
What are you supposed to
Yeah,
say?
you're going to adapt. Have you ever, did I ask you this last time you did it? Have you ever almost died?
Many times.
Pick one.
Was riding in the back of a truck, at the bed of a pickup truck when I was in
this truck
college.
you?
Oh, yeah, I am the truck.
You're riding in the back of a pickup truck.
In the bed of a pickup truck, flying down.
Why do they call it a bed? Anyone
You're not
sleep?
sleeping back there. And a cab is a cab. Why is the cab of a truck a cab?
There's a cab in the front, a bed in the back.
What? Come on, Seinfeld. Find it.
He has a stroke. What is this? A yellow cab taking you to your new apartment where you're moving in the mattress.
There it is.
He just melts like he drank from the wrong Last Crusade.
Why
cup.
does it start at 150? Ford F-150, 250. You made 149 of these before you came up with this one? So, I mean, can you imagine Seinfeld getting mad at us for doing these bits on him? It's so mad.
Why are you doing it? I paved the way for you. You pave away, you take away.
And what are you using to pave anyway? Asphalt, concrete. What's more stable?
Don't be an asphalt.
He's becoming a civil engineer as we continue on.
Seinfeld in other jobs. We need to move units.
Are you diversifying any of your portfolio at all?
There's a lot of organic synergy happening. What does that even mean?
I was in the bed of a pickup truck coming back from Mexico into South Padre Island, Texas on spring break with some friends. I was intoxicated. I'm not proud of this moment.
Not proud.
The gentleman driving the truck was intoxicated. I'm not proud of that moment. And we hitched a free ride from a man we don't know, but I know he had been drinking, and I definitely knew. And the truck was bouncing around over this bridge, this rickety bridge going from Mexico to South Padre Island. And I sobered up for a hot second, because we swerved a little bit because a truck had been pulled over on the side of the road and we almost clipped it. And I realized, this hits, I fly out of this thing and either ping pong my head against some of the bridge iron before falling into the ocean, or I fly out of the back of this thing onto this narrow 2-lane bridge and get immediately run over by a cascade of cars. Yeah. And it fucked me up. I held so tightly onto the sides, just like wishing to the universe that we would make it okay. And it was one of those things where, but the whole time I kept thinking, this is it. I am going to die like this. Like, it was us just clipping that car and swerving was the... it was a wake up call for, I was like, I should never get in a car with someone who's been drinking again. I didn't know, but we did know. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was so obvious.
Back to my observation. Dad jokes.
Right there, the neck. Whenever the neck goes back, they're drunk.
Josh Rubin told me it's when their eyes go before their head. So say something to me.
Have you been drinking tonight, sir? Oh my God, they follow.
Josh Rubin pointed
because the eyes are still working at full speed.
Yeah, the eyes aren't drunk.
But the body is.
The body's drunk. The eyes are like, oh God, he's drunk.
No, we have to take care of all this. Look that way. Good boy. Good boy. All right, now close your eyes for a second.
Oh my God. How much of life is you just want to be babied? And getting drunk, you need to be babied. You need help. You need someone to be like, do you need a burrito, buddy? Like, we love it.
Yeah.
Well, and then in the
all
morning, you're hungover and someone's like, do you need another burrito, buddy?
Yeah, I want two.
Yeah, I want
All of life is actually trying to get back to the feeling of not knowing anything.
Yeah.
You're just like, how can I get back to not knowing much?
Yeah.
And that's how you get, you put away all the things and then you want to abuse stuff to feel like you don't have to think about them anymore. And then when you sober up, you move to Ojai and you think about all of them.
You'd think my mind would be racing up there, but I have no problem.
No. I mean, you think about all the things, but from a
new perspective.
From very introspective now.
Well,
now
I'm
you
not
can
trying
think
to
about
force
it critically.
the spiritual thing here, but here I go.
Here he is.
Like, being conscious but with no thoughts is a heavenly state.
You're there right now.
Am I doing it right now? No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this interview.
I'm Sisyphus.
You're pushing that rock?
I keep pushing. I'm going to stop soon, but I am pushing.
Yes, Sisyphus has to put that rock down and just go like, it doesn't.
This fucking hill is so big.
What am I?
Seinfeld's next to him. You'll never get it up there. That's a huge hill. And what will you do when it's up there? It'll fall down the other side. Is that a part of Sisyphus, though, that he kept pushing the rock up the hill and they never make it? But
He never makes it.
But was there ever a conversation about once he got it up there, is there a other side to it? Or is it a crescendo? Is there a summit?
And why does he want it up there?
That was the other thing. What was it? Is it flat up there?
I remember Alex Gray, the...
How funny, it's just a little tilted. He gets it up there and it sits and he stands next to it, but for a second.
Yeah.
And then it rolls back.
Now you're designing a good hell.
Yeah.
It's like, let him think, and then... and it has to roll over his foot, and now he has to do it with a broken foot.
Jumping up and down as it rolls down.
Of course. Alex Gray, the psychedelic painter, you've probably seen his stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He had a trip or a dream, I think it was a trip, where he saw Sisyphus and the trip like zoomed in on his face. So here's a guy pushing the boulder and it zoomed in on his face and showed that there was a little smile. Oh. And he called it the smile of Sisyphus. And I think that's right on. I think even the things we hate, we secretly love.
Oh, well, yeah.
When you were little 8-year-old Santino,
I'm going back.
would have loved to have been like, I take my special, my dad's texting me. Now I gotta fucking go. Oh, Dave, I'm shooting Dave. 14-hour days. When you were little, you used to walk around and be like, 14-hour day. Like you wanted to be stressed out so badly.
I love it. I still do love it.
No,
that's why I said I'm enjoying.
I'm not accusing.
But I enjoy it so much. But that it is, you do feel like I'm pushing a little bit of a boulder sometimes. You're like, well, no, actually, you know what it is? It's if you zoom out a little bit, I'm pushing a boulder. When you zoom in on my acid trip, you realize it looks like it's 1, but it's 20.
20 boulders?
Yeah, and they're all kind of, I'm actually going like this, like trying to make sure they all stay as
like a
one.
pyramid of them.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Like to me, it's like that's what I feel like, that it looks like 1, but fuck me, it's way too many.
I see.
And if I just patted 1 rock up the hill, I'd probably get it up there.
Like just Dave.
Uh-huh.
But you're like, I'll also film my special
and
before.
do 2 podcasts and develop this show
Dinner with
and
this
da-da-da
asshole.
and da-da-da. Yeah, it's just that.
This Chicagoland asshole. Mm-hmm. James?
Yeah, my boy.
Oh, sorry, he's your boy?
He is a prince of a man.
I bet he is. I'm picturing him.
A wonderful story, too. A man who rode dirt bikes and then professionally did like tricks on them and all that shit, and then also almost died. Met his wife who had a friend die in front of her face.
What?
That's what got her to quit. They were both like trickster.
Someone died riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
He met his wife riding
I think
dirt
they were on motorcycles. I think this was motorcycle times.
Wow.
He met his wife when he was like touring the world doing tricks and
The cigarette of transportation.
100%.
Yeah. Circus bikes.
Going to kill you, but hey.
When you have a
Looks
GoPro
cool.
on your helmet for the case coming up, where you have to, you're wearing
Your Honor.
Exhibit A.
Doot, doot. They have your head is decapitated, but they still have it on the helmet. It's like, we can't get the GoPro off. So we brought the head in.
Look at the shock on his face. He clearly didn't see this coming.
Speaking of loose heads, I can't, I gotta get them out of my brain because I watched Dahmer and woof. It's
Dahmer?
bad. Dahmer's new show, Dahmer the Monster on Netflix. It's like one of the biggest. What?
Why'd you
Where
watch
are
it?
You? Did you watch it, Katie? It's just dark because Evan Peters is a great fucking actor. Boy, oh boy, does he do a good job. and he's got like a very subtle Wisconsin accent to him. I mean, he's doing Joe Pera. You know Joe Pera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks to me.
Oh yeah, it's great. That thing. It's literally
Joe Pera.
Joe Pera.
Joe Pera decapitates you.
It's Joe Pera. Like
Yeah.
every time I see it, I'm like, oh, this is fucking Joe Pera. And he's blonde and his hair swift down.
Let's get you to your thing.
Okay, yeah, what time is it?
It's about time.
Oh, 6:20. Daddy's got to go.
Daddy's got to go.
How do I end this with Pete?
Like, how do you get out?
No, how do I end this
Old
with
Petey,
Pete? How do
Old
I
Petey
end
will let
this?
you go. Old Petey usually asks the hardest time you've ever laughed. You've done the pod before, and you already told
I know, I
one,
remember
though.
the other one that I named last time. What's another hard time I've ever laughed?
Maybe with James. You could also answer this. Anything unexplainable, psychic, ghost, UFO,
What if they're both the same thing?
and it's the hardest laugh.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like a psychic tell you something and you're like, how'd you
I've never been to a
fucking-"
psychic. Never been to a psychic. I've never seen
ghost?
never seen a UFO. Seen a ghost. I think we talked about ghosts. I seen
yeah.
a ghost in my buddy Tyler's basement.
That's good hosting.
And then what's the other thing I'm trying to think of?
That doesn't sound familiar. Does that sound familiar to you?
I think you did it on my show. I think we came on my show. We talked about
Well,
it.
nobody's watching that.
That's correct. Promo code get help if you're sad at BetterHelp. Promo code whiskey, making me sad on your show. I want to think of another hardest time I've ever laughed was.
I want to think about the ghost.
I want to think about the ghost. I think ghosts.
Great ghost, chains, translucent, beautiful ghost.
They were both. It was the ghost and the hardest I've ever laughed were happened at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no.
Always.
I saw. Do it again if you're a real ghost. Do it one more time right now if there's actually a ghost in here. Do it now. 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 You can make ghostings happen at your level whenever you need them. You can always find a ghosting. Like if I go, oh yeah, if you're in here, do nothing. See? They're there. They're tempting us.
That is so
They're tempting
funny.
us. Make ghostings your own. That's what I figured out about those ghost shows. They'll go, did you hear that? You can make anything be a hear thing. Anything was I did hear. Oh, I heard that. Did you hear it? People will start to go, I heard it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a fart where you're like, oh, immediately someone will go, oh, it's so, oh yeah. You want it to smell because you want to be a part of a fart that's not there.
That's the old Eddie Murphy bit.
Yeah.
He goes, you want to smell it because in the back of your mind you want to grade the fart.
Yeah.
So you can have the story. Remember that fart you made? He says made.
Made.
Remember that fart you made?
Remember that fart you made? What's the hardest I've ever laughed is probably recently. Oh God, that's so hard, man. That's tough. That's tough. How about this? I'll end it in a better way.
You want to sing a song at the same time?
Yeah.
You want to follow me or I'll follow you?
I'll follow you.
What's the song called, Katie? Doesn't matter.
Katie,
She says,
you know.
oh God, I don't know. Oh, sweet Lord, I don't know what the fuck is going down.
Trickster.
Trickster. Have you ever opened up your cupboard and there's a dead cat smoking cigarettes and he looks at you and he says, I'm not dead, I'm actually made out of jelly beans. You're not singing with me, you're not even trying.
You went up. I went down.
Keep it crispy.
Keep it crispy.
You said it so all-American.
Keep it crispy. That's a catchphrase. Keep it crispy.
That's how we end.
Zaxby's. Keep it crispy.
We're done. Show's over.
I love you.
I love you.
Bombas.
Thanks for not canceling.
Oh, please. I would never. I had to push.
You did twice.
I had to push. That's not a cancel. That's a push. Cancel means you don't make it. Push means you got to change it.